I guess I can't wait until I fall. Maybe it's too early to tell. This is all my fault. I have fallen hard. I have no control, and I am falling well. Way too far, but this is on your mind. Love is on your mind. Everyone is asking you if love is still in line. Love is on your mind. Happy that it is. Happy that it will be. Happy that it still isn't. Love is on your mind. And love is on your mind. And I guess I was hating on romance, but Romeo and Juliet will never have the same thing that we have. And you can call me old school classic. Maybe this is static, or maybe this is plastic. Maybe this is too good to be. This is on your mind. Love is on your mind. Everyone is asking you if love is still in line. Love is on your mind. Happy that it is. Happy that it will be. Happy that it still isn't. Love is on your mind. And love is on your mind. Love is on your mind. Love is on your mind. Since I'm home alone, I don't think anyone can hear me when I scream. And sometimes I would think about the kids that would be turning 17. And I think about the years so far and everybody disappointing me. And I take back the things I said about how I just wanted to be free. You see, I'm wishing you all Godspeed and glory. And I'm wishing you eternities of stories. Yesterday I ran into another person's life again. Ran into their problems and the things that they felt like again. Think I'm putting myself last, just how I used to be. Making someone think my issues mean no nothing more to me. Started noticing my friends had some colors I thought were showing. The colors that were not important, but they were all important. See, I'm wishing you all Godspeed and glory. And I'm wishing you eternities of stories. It's okay, it's okay. It's okay, it's okay. It's okay, it's okay. It's okay, it's okay.
Like, wish me luck, congratulate me, or nothing like that. But then they'll post some other nigga shit that they barely know and be like, oh, go support bro. But I'm like, fuck you talking about? You're supposed to so-called be my friend. Like, what tip are you on? Like, that just showed me like shit. Like, okay, I see how you.
It's a rocky transition, rockier than innocence, rockier than common sense. Just run and run and run and run. It's a rocky transition. Friends are leaving me for friends. Now I got more things to comprehend. wish you all Godspeed and all the glory in the world. And I'm wishing you eternities, yeah. All the stories.
Nice. Transition. Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to Nerd Gaze. It's me, Kurt Santana. I'm joined with Rivka Yecker right above me. To my left, we've got Tobias, and welcoming to the stream, Brandon, everybody, aka SwimFan 2002. How's everybody doing?
Better now.
Doing great. A wonderful
Happy
day.
to see you all.
Yeah, I've been like in a deep depression funk all day, so this is like the most energy I've felt all day.
Nice.
So thanks, guys.
Happy you're here.
Me too.
Yeah, so this is Nerd Gaze. We are a pop culture roundup that likes to promote intersectional discourse on nerd ephemera. And the topic for this week is performative coolness. And we're also going to deconstruct the idea of the nerd and nerdiness. Is it a identity? Is it a characteristic? That's what we'll discuss. Every week we like to highlight a particular cause that we are supportive of. And Rivka, could you tell us what the cause is this week?
Yeah, so this week we're going to be benefiting Good Kids Mad City. They're a Chicago-based organization that develops young leaders to advocate for resources that will allow them to create sustainable, livable community conditions, as well as provide tools to address both mental and physical trauma. And their vision is to create a thriving, sustainable, livable community that is fully resourced to address the needs of the community and is driven by the work, vision, voice, and experiences of the young people. So they're a really awesome Chicago, mostly youth-led organization that's really rare to find. And they do a lot of really great work, especially around Black Lives Matter, defunding the police, abolitionist work, and just general community building for the young people in Chicago. So yeah, it's a great organization. They're active and deserve your shmoney.
Shmoney. All right, I'm going to put a link in the chat. Robin, thanks for showing up. Chocolatula in the chat, throwing up some emotes. Love that you're here.
What's up, gamers? Can we just refer to all like viewers tonight as gamers?
I love
Yeah.
that idea. Everyone's a great gamer tonight.
Of course.
Perfect.
Gamers, please sound off in the chat. We'd love to hear from you. Chi-Town Assassin, thank you so much for showing up. Good to see you, Joe. Hope you're feeling better. Just recovered from COVID just the last week.
Oh shit!
Damn.
And
Glad you're feeling better. This is Chi-Town Assassin.
Yes, and we were playing some Minecraft Dungeons just last week. That's how we found out.
You can get back to the streets now.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Chi-Town
Yes.
Assassin.
Yes,
Get back in it.
Oh, you're on a call? All right, Lurk. Thanks for taking a knee, Robin. Brandon, we would love to learn a little bit about you before we move on to our general topic. Could you tell us where you're from and what sort of things are you interested in?
My name is Brandon Smith, and I'm from South Bend, Indiana. I currently live in Chicago, Illinois, which it's just 2 hours away. I've lived here for about 3 years, and yeah, I'm just a dude being a guy. I like to play video games and hang out. I used to like going to shows and doing karaoke. And I don't do any of that now. I just play a lot of video games. I try to instill goodness into the people that I love, despite the circumstances of the world, which is, the circumstances are what they are. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm a fairly chill person who's just trying to keep my head above water, and it's been a very chaotic year for many reasons for everyone and me. And I think at this point, I've made the best of it. So I'm here and I'm gonna talk to you guys about whatever you want me to talk about.
That's
Hell
awesome.
Good shit.
Yeah, and I always want to knock that sort of bell that is we all met on the internet. Could you tell us how you met Rivka?
Oh, okay. So me and Rivka know each other from using Tumblr like very extensively. It is 2020, and I don't know, we've probably known each other since like 2010.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. Like it's like that's like a fucked
Probably
up
like
thing.
yeah, around then.
Yeah.
2010, 2011.
Yeah, I don't know. That's we knew each other from that and just like listening to a lot of the same music. And I feel like if you were like in the Midwest on the internet, eventually you found a connection that roped into like other people you knew. Because
Yeah.
it'd be like, oh, if like you're on Tumblr and you like to listen to music, then you're probably like some kid on the West Coast, East Coast, or the Midwest, and you live not that far from the other person that you were like reblogging on the internet.
Yeah.
So
And the crazy
very
thing is that we like eventually start like when you moved to Chicago, well, you came to so I run a magazine and we have these big events and Brandon came to one of our big events. But we also started seeing each other at shows too. And I also didn't I do the podcast with you, Lemmy, and it was that I don't know.
I think probably I don't know. I don't know. We probably did a podcast together.
I know.
I used to
don't know,
do a
life.
lot of I used to
10
do a lot of
years.
podcasting and I
My
was like,
brain is like mashed potatoes. I know it's been a long time. I've known Brandon forever. And like yeah, but we would start seeing each other at shows and like which is why I'm like also missing shows so badly today and just thinking about music and live music and how dreary it is for it to not exist. But
Right, because that was your
Um,
exposure to so many people and getting to know so many people. I mean, this is how this
Yeah.
friendship started.
yeah.
Tell me, also, Sister Megan in this chat is saying, "I miss old Tumblr." What was the old Tumblr? What is the new Tumblr? What is Tumblr now?
I don't know what it is now.
Nothing. There's nothing on there.
Yeah.
I mean, like, except like what? Like the porn that they didn't scrape off yet? Like, I
Yeah.
mean,
It's
look.
kind of just like an archive of what is left of the time on Tumblr that didn't get scrubbed by
What is left
Yahoo
of the
time on Tumblr that by the Yahoo ads and by whatever Yahoo decided to not like scrape it off the internet. But what it was very crucial for was it was so easy to rip music off of Tumblr and like save it. So there's a lot of music like that where like I probably own like this is a dumb thing. I probably own like a couple gigabytes of like this guy Alex G's music that is completely like it's like unreleased stuff that just like someone's like, oh yeah, here's all this stuff that never got released, and then like hearing stuff that's been like put out, I'm just like, oh yeah, that is from like this discography of like unreleased stuff. So there's like a lot of that, but at this point, I think it is just an archive of old things that people regret saying and doing as a teenager.
yeah.
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 Brian doing this.
Yeah.
And I'll go
all
back.
exist.
Oh my god, it's so bad. I'll go back and I'll start spiraling because I'm like, who is this person?
Nah,
Why was I
man.
posting so much personal shit about myself? Like when I was like 16. Holy shit.
But
Like-
there was an air of
my writing
anonymity
skills
there.
were. I guess.
No,
Like-
people definitely
like-
wanted to know who
Yeah.
they wanted people to know who they were.
That's what
Yeah.
made it.
Okay.
That's what made it like important because they knew you. Like they
Yeah.
wanted to
Mhm.
keep knowing who you were posting. Like, oh shit! Like you would get like you would say the most depressing shit,
Yeah.
and then expect a DM asking like, "Hey man, how you doing? Oh my
Literally.
god!" What?
Or like a creepy anonymous message. I got a lot of creepy anonymous messages.
Oh my god, the Anon shit that you could
Yeah.
say on there. Oh.
Anons and yeah, I got a lot of creepy messages.
Wow.
Just like, and yeah, I mean, sometimes I was like, yeah, I was a 16-year-old who like wasn't really getting the attention I wanted in real life, and so I was getting all the attention I wanted on the internet, and from like a lot of like creeps, honestly, and then anonymous people who I was like, well, this feels kind of good, like they're like complimenting me in these ways, but I'm also like, I'm 16, what am I doing? Like, how strange. Like, I mean, most of those men were probably like old, like a lot older, and I don't know, but like it was a cesspool of like fucked up shit for sure.
So
Wow.
you're saying that Drake definitely hit you up on there.
Yeah, Drake hit me up.
Were you also a child star back then? I didn't know that about you.
Yeah. Tumblr child star.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Were you quote unquote Tumblr famous at any point?
No. Sorry. Meeting. Sorry. I wasn't Tumblr famous, but like I had enough followers where people were really engaged with me. So like if I was like posted a selfie, like it would get like a decent amount of likes. I mean, it's kind of how I am. Like, yeah, I was just because people, like Tobias said, people wanted to follow people who were posting personal shit because it's like fun to watch people post about their personal lives. And so you're creating these communities, and I was like a personal blog. So people would follow me and just like watch my shit show of a life or whatever. And then I mean, half my posts were like music related, comedy related, or me saying, I'm so lonely. I just want love. I just want this. I'm like, okay, you're so fucking annoying.
Those DMs were filled the fuck up.
Yeah.
Just, oh my god, I'm here. Yo, hey, what's up? Like, I mean, do you need someone to talk to?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. We all had like a Tumblr like lover or like a crush, like Tumblr crushes.
I
Did
moved
any
across
of those
states.
really?
Yeah,
Did any
dude.
of those crushes come into fruition?
Yeah, I repressed this memory, but I ended up hooking up with one of them. Yeah.
I was in a
But-
whole year relationship with one. Like,
Damn.
A
Yeah.
whole
Wow.
ass
Yeah.
year?
yeah, bro, this shit was wild. Now I can't show my face on Tumblr. And,
I like that sometimes.
Yeah.
that's what fucked up Tumblr for me. I was already out like 2 years before the shit went down. Because Tumblr, I guess not crush. That was my whole ass girlfriend. Just like didn't work out, and I mean then I said, okay, all right, cool, I'm out of here. I don't have to be on here.
It's pretty fair.
Just Citadel
Yeah.
in the chat is saying, I met my first girlfriend on Tumblr, oddly enough.
A lot
So-
of people did.
Yeah,
Like-
that's how it was either that or like you dated someone that was also very into Tumblr. So then it
Mhm.
would just be like two people's personal lives just like entwined with all of these people. It's like it's very weird to see how people like see things now on Twitter
God,
and
yeah.
how Instagram is, how people are like, this is like our couple Twitter or like our couple Instagram.
Yeah.
Or just like people just like seeing people post like a lot of sad shit. It's just like, no, this is like just it. Like I see people like say stuff and do stuff, and I'm like, this is like Tumblr light. Like that's what Twitter is, honestly.
Twitter's always been Tumblr light.
Yeah, now
'Cause
it's just
I've been using
Instagram
Twitter
light.
since like 2009.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
What do y'all think of fleets and this sort of like uncensored sort of Instagram story? Because
Horrible.
like it's
Horrible.
horrible.
Yeah, it's one of the worst features that they've ever decided to include in Twitter. And yeah, like I'm trying to think of what would be a worse feature. Like I would love for them to take away the fleets because it's such a joke.
Why
people-
does it go to DMs?
Yeah,
Why?
it's weird.
It's
I know.
weird.
What?
It's weird. It's
Mhm.
weird. Like
Like
that,
if you reply, it goes to your DM.
which is the same
Yeah.
thing that Instagram does, but like it feels so much weirder on Twitter, because the
Yeah.
last thing I want to do is for someone to DM me about something I posted on Twitter.
I know.
Leave me alone.
You would think Twitter would be smart enough to like be like, yeah, let's make it a notification. Like, you already get these, but no, they're fucking idiots. Like
Yeah.
all these people that run social media are idiots. Like Jeff Bezos like owns fucking Twitch, and like he doesn't even know what Twitch is. Like I don't know. It's I don't know. Social media very very bad, but also
Yeah, I
good.
just feel like we're just, it's like, yeah, I think Tobias, you said this to me, but you're like, it's just another place to like post into the void. Like,
That was my
Mhm.
fleet. That,
That
was
was your
my.
fleet?
That was your fleet.
Yeah.
see, I don't know
That's a
what's
good
for
one.
me or what's for the internet anymore. Like, I don't know what is real, what's not.
That might be the perfect tangent to get into performative coolness. But let's backtrack really quick to the idea of Tumblr romance. Because Citrus said something interesting.
Fuck.
That if you did something wrong, they'd blast you without a second, though, and it was such a wild time. Like, it was a battleground for, like, fuck-uppery.
Oh, no.
shit.
That's why I got out. Like, and that's exactly why I got out, because like they start to post about like our relationship and like what happened, and like just was
Yeah.
not a good time.
Read
And-
more.
Yeah, like yeah.
Oh
So-
god.
You could like do it so that like you like if you're posting something kind of more private, you could have it like go.
Oh
read
my
more,
god, dude.
And then you would like go read more. I'd always read more, and like
I'd
everyone I
always
knew was
read
like, "What are you
more."
talking-" Yeah.
Honestly though,
Yeah.
like that was a great time, because you know what? It was just the messiest shit like that you would read.
Yeah.
And it was like a lot of the issue is so much of the shit on Tumblr is like is that so much of the shit would not be what you would call abuse now, but it would be just two fucking like 18-year-olds not knowing what the fuck to do.
Well, it's
Like,
funny you say that because Tumblr, it's like also where a lot of people learned like the language like for politics, like their political language, their how to talk about their emotions, like their feelings. Like Tumblr was very much like I was learning from these like older feminists, and they would like post and they were like what, a couple years older than me, and they would just like post, that's like how I learned how I was interested in feminism, and that's how I learned I was interested in like queerness, and like I mean there's all these different things that I was like, wow, these like older, quote unquote Tumblr famous people are introducing me to these networks, communities. But that's also how PC culture grew into the shit show, because Tumblr radicalized everybody, but it wasn't actually being radicalized. It was like equivalent to the Instagram graphics right now. So it's a same reproduced bullshit of like, let me teach you what you think you know about, let me talk to you about Marxism, but like really you're not actually going to read anything further than this one Tumblr post, and then you're going to call yourself a Marxist. And it's like,
I fucking hate it. Now that I think about it, I'm just like, why are people the way they are? And I was like, oh well.
Tumblr.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of
honestly,
about
yeah.
a works cited page that's just a bunch of Tumblr links. In this dissertation, I will.
literally. The irony, or for me at least, like I left Tumblr when I started dating someone. So in 2017, I fell in love. I was like, I'm done with this shit. And I literally just left one day because I was trying for a while. I was like, yo, I scroll and scroll and scroll. And I'm just like, at this point, what am I even doing? And I was like addicted to it. Like it becomes very like, I mean, it's like any of the other social media platforms, but it was different because it was so personal and you like build these connections. One day I was like, yeah, I'm done. Like I fell in love. I was like, this is kind of my whole purpose with Tumblr was I was so lonely that I needed companionship with people on the internet for years. for like a long ass time. And then after that, I was like, wait, I'm good actually. And then I just sought it out in like actual friendships, like in
Right.
real life. Or I made
Yeah.
those friendships like with Brandon, Tobias, or whatever, you know, like we've like made those into like actual friendships. Whereas I'm not just like messaging you, you know, on fucking Tumblr messages, you know?
Hey, what's up, gamer?
Hey gamer. And it wasn't even like, it wasn't instantaneous either. It was like you had to like send the message and then you waited and you're like, and then there's a little inbox that like ding, and you're just like waiting for the message to come back.
What?
Yo, I just remembered my drafts. My drafts were so fucking
Oh,
wild.
Dude,
no.
don't
Just of,
spiral
like,
this.
Oh my god, bro.
Spiral.
I'm not
So
even looking
good.
at it, but I am just thinking like, damn, like those drafts were just like, what the fuck you want to say? Let's go.
Hey, rather than spiral and us getting into that sort of mindset where we were on Tumblr, let's talk about it in hindsight. Like, do we think of it as a performance of coolness?
Yeah, they definitely taught you like the right way to be punk, or the right, like, if okay, the funniest thing about, especially specifically with music or like film or like whatever, it was like
Oh,
it
man.
it basically taught you what was cool. So like Submarine, the Rich Ayoade film that I fucking love, I learned about that through Tumblr because people love to post pictures of Submarine. And like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and like all these like cool Amelie, like all these
Yeah.
like cool
French New
films.
Wave.
Yeah. They were
Yeah.
all like Wes Anderson, like all of it was like that was what was posted around. And so
Mhm.
like that was a, you know, everyone who was on Tumblr has like a weirdly similar taste because we were all just like, oh, what's
Millennial
this
pink.
interesting? Or if you were in the right like area, like I don't really know about, I wasn't into like any other, if you were like in like the cool alternative Tumblr, that's kind of just like what you were doing. But I'm not really sure about, like there was like a whole furry like side to Tumblr, and like a whole like,
Mhm.
you know, there's a lot of shit going on.
You
I don't
could
really know.
probably tell what Pantone's color of the year is going to be, but just by looking at Tumblr
Yeah,
and the things
that's
that
pretty
people were
accurate.
saying. Yeah.
It's like you just toss a dart and you're like, ooh, everyone was fucking sad in November. And it's like, here it is. It would be like that. Here, look, here are the latte art. Here,
Yeah.
the leaves.
It was very aesthetically like for people who didn't really post personal stuff, they were posting like aesthetically pretty stuff. And so like that's also why I think so many of us are pretty decent at Instagram too, is because like we have this like we like curated our Tumblrs and
Mhm.
MySpaces. I was always doing that too, pre-Tumblr, pre-Facebook. But I think in hindsight, yeah, it like taught you the right language for how to be cool. Like but the irony of it is actually like people on Tumblr weren't that cool. So
I've got
That's
a
the funny
question in my
part.
head. I don't know if it's going to throw a wrench in anything, but I kind of want to just ask it. It's like, what deserves to go on main and what deserves to be in a story
What?
Like on Twitter?
Oh,
on Instagram?
Where?
Instagram?
Okay. Just like a random thing that you saw, like just some dumb shit. That's what like deserves to be in a story. If I want something, like I don't post art on Instagram the normal way anymore. I just post art through the story because
Mhm.
I don't really give a fuck about it like being on my page anymore.
Hmm.
I just want people to get their eyes on it, see it, done. And then I don't even have to think about it pretty much anymore because I know I posted that shit. Like,
Mhm.
and I don't have to keep looking at it. But that's not how a lot of people would do that. A lot of people would actually put the art on their
Yeah.
actual like Instagram page.
Word.
Yeah.
Any counterpoints? Because I mean, I asked the question. I don't have the answer.
I definitely treat it like an archive, like a time capsule. Yeah, I think I mentioned that before, but it's for me, it's mostly for me than anything else. If other people want to like indulge in my life, that's great. But there are also, I have like the kind of personality where I sometimes become persuasive in some ways, or like I'm where I'll like be like you're more motivational. Like that's my thing also is like I'm unintentionally motivational, and so sometimes that'll come through in my posts or like whatever. And so people have said to me like, oh, like this resonates really well, or like thank you for posting this, like blah 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 blah. Which I really like because it builds connection in that way.
Word.
But
Succinct. I love
yeah.
it. Brandon, wide open. We've cracked it.
Yes.
I don't want to keep the viewers from the goods, so I want to go right into it. Someone has a PS5.
It's
What was that like?
the
Tell me
game.
about everything. Tell me about unboxing. Tell me about the shape.
Where did you get it?
I got it from Best Buy. So to start, I have a very bad habit of just staying up like way too fucking late all the time. So it was just like I was like, oh well, these are like supposed to be coming out, and like everything is coming out like literally a day early. I was like, so I'll just like see if like a Best Buy link pops up. I was like, I feel like they'll have a very thorough process for the pickup. So there's this guy I follow on Twitter, Wario64. He's the GOAT, greatest Twitter account if you play video games,
Yep.
or if you just like deals for people who play video games. And the link went up, and like I just like was on the website, and they went up earlier that day, I would think, and then they went up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was like or like 1:45, and it was up, and I like bought it like someone trying to like get the first MacBook on their iMac, and yeah, I don't know, and then I saw they were like putting out emails like you can pick this up at 6 a.m. the day of release. And I was like, well, not really doing anything else with my life. So I'm gonna go like rent a car for like an hour and go get this console. So I did that because I don't own a car. I hate cars. And I picked it up from my local Best Buy. And I used to work for them, not in this store, but like through an extension of ways I worked for them. And I just saw like I saw like a lot of people working there. Like clearly, like we are on good terms because like they just kind of like screwed me over. That's why I don't work there. And that was a very funny thing. And then I just waited in line with like 10 other people, socially distanced. Everyone's got masks on, and I got my PS5, and then yeah, and then
Seamless.
it was pretty seamless. And then I came home, I opened it up. The method of like unboxing a console for the first time, I feel like is very overhyped because of the way people do things on YouTube.
Right.
Because you gotta do things for the content. And I'm kind of just like I'm doing this to utilize my fucking time because this is like hundreds of gigabytes I need to download. So yeah, I don't know, I just ripped it open and downloaded stuff.
Sweet.
I don't know. I feel like the whole, I don't know, generation of like the new console, I don't know, it's a very weird thing because I feel like there's a lot of people who own computers who are just like, you don't need to buy that. That's a waste of money.
Right.
But
PC's the
when
master race, sort of
yeah,
thing.
which is like bullshit because like if you want to be like PC master race, like you can't even run things at 4K 120 on PC. Like, and if you can, it's expensive as fuck. If you want to run things at 4K 60 on PC, it's also expensive as fuck. Also, 4K monitors, like 4K monitors are like the same price as like the Xbox Series S.
Yes.
Christ.
Like
Yes, they are. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
my
So it's
God.
just like
They definitely
like
are.
yeah, so it's like when people
Worse
put
than
things into perspective. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like it's
Like,
worth it because
it's kind
it's
of
like
worth it.
the consoles have gotten to the point where it's like a computer in terms it's better than a computer in terms of load time. And the performance for both consoles is amazing. So for people who like don't play video games, like get one if you can, but it's a shit show to get one,
Right.
which is bad. Bad. I don't know. How do you, Kurt and Tobias? How do you guys feel about it? You guys stream video games. Rivka, I wish you played video games more.
I
Rivka's
just
like,
play
no.
The Sims on my
If you
computer all
sit-
day.
No, that's sick though. The Sims is fun.
It makes a big population of people who actually stream on Twitch. A lot of people do Sims.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Definitely. It's a
Yeah,
very
maybe I
big
should
thing.
start streaming my Sims.
That
I'm sure you
also all of the interviews that you do over on Instagram Live. Because you do
Oh,
a lot of
yeah,
them,
yeah.
don't you?
Yeah, I was doing a lot of them in early quarantine.
Right. People would pay for
You
that
get-
content.
Yeah, you're right, Kurt.
Pay for Rivka. Pay.
Oh,
I'm just
wow,
trying. Yeah,
man.
I'm just trying to get everyone paid. But yeah, no, good question. I mean,
I
Tobias,
know,
do you,
thank
do you
you.
have any immediate thoughts on this? I mean, the
Yeah,
thing
Mr.
where I'm
2070 Super.
Wait, what?
What was that?
You have you. Well, he's saying. Well, Tobias last night was saying he has like the. What do you have? You have the 2080 or the 2070?
2080 Ti.
Yeah, exactly. That
Yeah.
thing. That thing is like the cost of 2 consoles.
Not anymore. If they're
Fuck,
not
really?
Xbox Series S's, because you can get a Ti now for like 600. Like, because they went down in price after like Nvidia announced everything else.
Whoa.
That's only on like
Dude.
Newegg and like other sites, and also if you can get them used. But the problem is that there's no fucking stock for any of the new stuff, and all the people that were going to sell, like, dude, I remember when the 3070 and the 3080 got announced, and people on Reddit were, I mean, like, I'm selling my 2080 Ti for 600 for 550, and like I was like, you're a fucking idiot, but whatever. Get what you can for that now, since it's like not as much, like it's not deemed worth it anymore. But then like once the new graphics cards came out, everybody was like, oh shit, there's not enough stock. Oh god, hey, dude, I know I sold you my 2080 Ti, but like, can I get that shit back? Like, you know, like, yo, like, I did not get my 3080. I did not get my 3070. But yeah, like, it's PC gaming is probably in it's like, is probably in one of the worst places it could be right now. But like,
Really?
People don't
Well,
want to admit that either. They don't
yeah,
like lots of people, even casual PC gamers, are just like, we don't want to admit how bad this like ecosystem is. Like with COVID or without COVID, the ecosystem of like being someone who has a gaming monitor or is looking for gaming parts is so messed up right now. And the cost of everything isn't worth it. Like nothing is worth the price it was like a year ago. Like even
Yeah.
just like keyboards and mouses.
yeah,
Same
Mhm.
thing. They're
That-
all out of stock, all the nice ones, and they're all charging premium. And guess what? All the new stuff is coming out right now, and it's the same way where all of that's out of stock.
Shytown
mean-
Assassin is saying you can thank all the botters for buying them.
yeah, no, exactly. Like, I mean, but like, I would say as someone that built a PC in March, just built a PC this 2 months ago for a friend, and is probably going to be building another PC in early January. The thing is I mean, just that like in March, the used market was still good. The used market was still good. I could tell someone or look myself for, I mean, something and find it and get a pretty good deal. Now, since there's no stock running around, it's just pretty much like, hey, like, you know, this thing that's like 3 years old. Okay, well, it still costs the same fucking amount that it did when it came out three fucking years ago.
Mm-mm-mm.
It's usually
Eh,
more.
Usually a little bit more, because I've seen like old CPUs that like came out like 2 years ago that like went on sale last year on Black Friday for like 125 or something, be like 250 right now, and people expecting you to pay that price, and it is wild to me. So yeah, building a what I'm gonna say is building a PC is probably in the worst place that it could be right now if you don't know what you're doing.
Mhm.
If you're really skilled at like knowing what to do, and then you can still build something up. I built up a PC for like $400, getting like really good parts. But that was through me using eBay and taking a big risk
Mhm.
on a motherboard and a processor and shit that I was not sure it would pan out.
Sure.
Which, yeah,
I mean, you are an undisputed tech guru when in comparison to Rivka and I. Rivka, would you take that? Yeah, I would take that. So
Yeah,
I mean,
for
that's
sure.
that's my relationship with consoles and with PCs. I mean, I get kind of lost when it comes to the discussion of hardware. I kind of just go for like, okay, what's going to be released with the console? And of course, PS5 has everything on release right now, but Game Pass is just unbelievable. So it's like, where am I concerned about where my money goes when I actually have money? Because I'm
get a
completely broke
Series
right now.
S. Get a
Yeah,
Series S
yeah,
or get
Yeah.
a PS5. I mean, I would say Series S if you are already have Game Pass, you really like Game Pass, you
I love
like,
it.
like especially for you, Kurt, if you already are um I don't know if building a PC would even be worth it for you, other
Mm,
than maybe just like, wanting to do, a lot of your streaming stuff and more things like that, which you're going to need
yeah.
a better PC for, things like
Hmm.
that. But like, for the gaming stuff, like that Series S, man, that shit is what I look at and I say, like, you can't build a gaming PC for that good, like for that,
Yeah.
for, I mean,
Hmm.
that much money, like for $300. I would be an asshole to like tell someone, or tell a mom during Christmas, like, oh yeah, get your kid that gaming PC that they like don't need and not the $300 console that is going to like probably blow it out the water and still be more than what they need for a couple of years. Um, but like the whole thing is like no one can get these things.
Right.
No one
Yeah.
can,
Yeah.
get them.
And that's fine for me because I'm not going to be able to afford it until like early like next year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I
I
mean,
mean that's it for me.
they'll probably be in stock.
Yeah.
Maybe like they won't sell out in a second
Mm,
on fucking Walmart.
Well,
Like,
switches during quarantine were marked up way high. I mean, like I was seeing $600, $800 switches. I'm like, this is fucking bullshit. Like the last I believe like Switch deal came out like last year during Christmas time and it was like $300 and you got Mario Party or you got the Animal Crossing like deluxe edition.
I think
So
the Animal Crossing Switch was pretty good that they came
yeah,
out with in the
mhm.
beginning of quarantine. Yeah,
right, and those sold out like
yeah.
immediately.
They
But I
actually
was
Yeah.
came back. They
oh, they
they
did.
they they
Mhm.
just came back out like just like in the last month or two. Yeah,
That's smart because of the recent update and all of the holiday shit that's been going on. But
yeah.
yeah, I got a Switch like 2 months ago for I think it was like $325. It was at Walmart. I was like, okay, that's the nicest price I've seen, and I can get it like almost in 2 days. So I was just like, take it. The offer is just like right there. It's gonna be in my hands. I can play it. I can stream it. I mean, that's like the decisions I make now. The decisions I make are like, what's gonna be cool to stream, what's going to be something I'm actually going to play through, and not just have because it's like a cultural moment. Because that used to dictate like what I was going to be purchasing, what I was going to be listening to, what I was going to be reading. And I'd like to get back to this idea about like performative coolness. How much of what the zeitgeist says is cool is what actually we think is cool.
hmm It also depends on where you're getting this definition of coolness.
Right.
Like, I always thought about this in this way. For instance, Okay, so I'd hang out with punks, like straight up like Chicago punks, and the Chicago punks would make fun of the emo kids, right? And then when you go to the emo
Mm.
kid circle, the emo kids are making fun of the metalcore kids. When you go hang out with the metalcore kids, they're making fun of the pop punk kids. You know, so it just goes into this whole
Okay.
circle of like all of you motherfuckers are alternative in some way, and the normies are making fun of all of you, but you're all making fun of each other because you're, you know, it's like this. It's just a cesspool of like, well, they're lame because they do this and blah 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 blah, and it's like. And then everybody's just making fun of ska in general, and so it's just like this one big,
Fuck.
just a shit show. So there's really no winning because it's like, you know, what I think is cool is never. And once I accepted that like nothing is actually cool because cool is subjective and it's like constructed by your circle and like society, like within communities and with also at large, you can do whatever you want.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Christ.
Sure.
Yeah, so then let's unpack this idea of like nerdiness, because we had all, I'm assuming that we've all been called a nerd at one point in our life. Sometimes it was, you know, put in a nice way. Sometimes it was put in a, you know, pejorative way. What are the concepts of like, or what are the facets of being a nerd? Rivka, you were talking about this last night, and it had to do with maybe a not obsessiveness, but something akin to that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I said basically I don't think nerdiness has more, like, especially now, I don't think nerdiness is associated with a type of medium as much anymore, because so much of what has been considered nerdy at one point is actually quite mainstream now. But I do think or at least popularized and more maybe acceptable. But I do think the nerdiness comes from this, and kind of an obsession or like a passion for something. Like I was saying yesterday, like you can be nerdy, as you know, it's a description. So you can be nerdy for sports, you can be nerdy for tech, or you can be nerdy for comic books. Like there's to be nerdy, I think, is different than being a nerd, and I think that those are different. Like which is funny because I actually am curious what it is what the word nerdy says on
Merriam-Webster's dictionary.
Characterized by an obsessive interest in something, especially technology. So technology is kind of the main one there, but the you know the thick of it is characterized by an obsessive interest in something, and I do resonate with that, because like when I talk about my knowledge in music and genre or in film or whatever, TV and comic books, whatever, like people who aren't so, you know, passionate about those things are like truly like, holy shit, why do you know so much? And I'm like, oh, I forget that this is not like a normal thing that people do. Like I would be 9 years old, like writing biographies about actors, because I was just like, that would be like a fun thing that I did. I would just like write biographies about actors because I was just like obsessed, and like just random comedians and actors that I liked. And I just, you know, and I would tell people, and I thought it was cool, and they would like make fun of me. And or like when I would listen to like screamo when I was like in 7th grade, I thought I was cool. Everyone thought it was lame, you know? So there's also that, you know, what you think is cool versus what other people's cool, blah, blah, blah.
Anybody else?
I feel like, I don't know, the term cool is just like so like wishy-washy and like what I feel like it means to people, because I don't think a lot of people, I mean, there are people like in there like that, you know, that are under 30 that like still think of the term cool and like what cool is. And I think a lot of people have had an issue with like grasping like quarantine as a thing to do, because they're just like, you know, there's a lot of like crazy Republican people that are just like, they're restricting our freedoms and they're trying to like detain us, and it's just like, no, like you think it's just cool to just like go to the store and like go, you know, dress up nice and like do these things in the store. Like I feel like people over the age of 40 have like a version of cool, which is just like going out, doing my errands, and then people under 30, specifically like people in their early 20s, I feel like their idea of cool, especially in a big city like Chicago, is like going out and drinking, and like
Right.
you can't necessarily do that now. Or
Right.
like,
A
and I
cesspool
think
of
there's
germs before COVID.
oh yeah, and I feel like like I'm not trying to like pigeonhole like people in age groups, but I definitely think there are y- people that need that, and then there are some people that just like want that. And I think
Hmm.
the issue with COVID is there are a lot of people who like want to go out in Chicago and do cool Chicago things, but it's just like you kind of need to come to terms with like what the world is, and like it sucks if you haven't realized that in November, then I don't know what to
You're in
tell you.
denial.
Yeah, I don't know. And I think part, like for me personally, I feel like sometimes I don't think I'm in like denial, but I think that like my year has gone like a lot more. It's probably, it's balanced itself out now, but like I think the beginning of my year was just like a lot more bad than good. And I was definitely just like, fuck
Right.
quarantine, like fuck Chicago. Like
Yeah.
I I don't want to exist right now. I don't want to exist in this city, especially.
Yeah.
Um,
Is it
so I don't
weird?
know.
Is it weird that I've been on my best behavior because I haven't been in proximity with a lot of people, IRL?
What? I'm no. I feel like that's just
You're most comfortable with yourself.
yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's new to me, feeling comfortable with myself, and I think that's yeah. If no one worked on it this year, just hoping that once things opened up, I can get back to it. I'm just like I'm hibernating, and I'm saving up all this pent up like horniness energy for just like partying once everything reopens.
I'm like, damn, I'm quitting drinking.
Yeah,
Like,
a
I'm
lot of
done.
a lot of people have like, quit, drinking, or like, quit doing drugs recreationally. I don't
Because
know. I
we've
feel like
all
it's
done it so much. Like, we're just like bored of it at this point. It's like,
Hmm.
I mean,
yeah.
although I've been mostly raw dogging quarantine, which is, there have been a few times where I've,
To buy. I've seen that tweet around though. Like straight edge people are just raw dogging existence right now. How
yeah,
do
that's
they do
been
it?
me. It's
Yeah,
mostly
fuck
been
it.
me, but I mean, I can't say it completely, but for the most part. But like, yeah, and I said this before, but I think at this point it's like we're just it's like we've exercised all of the things that we love to do. And I also think it's kind of funny because I think all of us in some capacity have been have been okay at quarantine because we've just like are chill with being inside, like on our computers or like doing our own thing.
Hmm.
Like, I'm like, it was, it's like I so much of my adolescence was like being inside on the computer, or like being excited to go home to be on the computer or like read a book or like watch TV. And so it's funny
Right.
because like,
What didn't we say last night? Like, like your parents say, like, "Hey, we're going out for the weekend.
yeah,
You got the house to yourself. What do you do?"
playing games all night, baby. I'm just,
Oh, I'm playing Sims. I'm bringing playing Sims till the
I'm
dawn
playing
comes.
Sims. I'm going on simulation games on the internet. Might do some cyber sex. I'm 13, but it's all good. Literally, so that was what I was doing.
Yeah.
Sorry to bring it up, but
Damn.
we all been there. We've all been there. All right.
Were you up in those AIM chat rooms? Is that what you
It
trying
wasn't
to
AIM.
say?
It wasn't AIM. It was on IMVU and Habbo Hotel.
Whoa!
Habbo Hotel.
Who
I haven't
knew?
heard that one in a minute.
Oh my god, yeah.
Who knew?
Dude, I was like, I need to figure out what's going on with me because I don't understand. I was like, oh my god, yeah, I learned so much of my sexuality through those games. And
That's so
the Sims.
wild.
Uh-huh.
I feel like that's the definitely the internet and like being I feel like being a young kid, like especially people our age, there was so much of the internet just like constantly in your face for you to use all the time. And I feel like there's such like varying degrees of like how things like this pan out for people and how people perceive cool,
Yeah.
especially with I don't know, like someone like my sister. Like my sister was just like definitely a person who I was just like, yeah, like she's gonna like get married, have kids, like have
Right.
like a
Mhm.
house and everything by the time she's like 30, and like
Right.
she has all of that because she was like a very like preppy person in school. And it's just like, yeah, this person like grew up with like using the internet but not so much to like curate like what your aesthetic is as a person and what was perceived as cool. You just like saw clicks in school and you're like, this is what's cool, opposed to
Mhm.
like someone like me where I spent so much of my time on the internet. And I remember people would do things like, it'd be like, oh, like you're at the Boys and Girls Club and like there's people on Habbo Hotel and there's people who are playing then like there's me who's like playing like RuneScape and Unreal and just like kicking people's asses.
I did it
Um
all.
We have a comment about
Sick.
RuneScape right here. Do you remember RuneScape and walking around and people were like keyboard banging?
Yeah,
Yeah.
RuneScape, weird time. Also,
Weird fucking time.
such a weird time.
My grandma would give me $5 a month for Habbo Hotel. And here's the craziest thing.
Yeah.
Every time I would go to her, I'd be like, Babushka, please, like my game. I was like, it was probably from I was 10 to like 12, right? Like that was when I played it the most. And I was like, Babushka, I have this game. Can you just give me $5 on your credit card? So she would give me her fucking card every month. And I would just, I wouldn't tell my parents. Like I would just go and use it, $5.
Rules.
Wow, bro.
And the funny thing is like, okay, so this I used to think the government was gonna call my house because I did this. So I pretended I didn't say what my name was. I called myself Jess, and I had these really good friends. We would talk on MSN, remember MSN chat, and we would talk on MSN chat. And the pictures I would show them of me were like my friend's sister. We were like, and I was fully fraud.
Catfisher.
I was catfishing.
The first MSN catfisher.
It was like 10 years old. I was saying I was 16, and literally everybody relates to the story in some way, okay? And so I was saying I was 16. I was
There's a whole
10 and
episode
12.
of Pen 15 about it.
Right. And and then one day I'm like, I need to quit this addiction of mine. I was obsessed with Habbo Hotel. I would go every fucking day, and like I would just and I was like a cool alternative one where I would like just hang out in the little hallway and like just like chill, and then like I don't know, I did all these games too, whatever. Anyway, so I'm like, I need to quit this addiction. I play every fucking day. I'm ruining my like middle school ass life. Like I don't never want to hang out with my friends in real life.
You had a knockin' addiction in middle school.
I had a fucking Habbo Hotel addiction. And so
isn't a gamer.
I'm a fucking dude. I just love to chat, honestly. And so I love to chat. And so and I love role play. So I loved chatting and role play. And then put the two together, I was happy. Anyway, so I'm like, I need to quit. So one day I messaged these friends of mine who I'm like really good friends with. And I sent this whole message of being like, hey, I'm not who you think I am. I'm so sorry for letting you down. I'm so sorry.
Yo, what are you doing?
I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm not actually 16. I'm actually 12. And my name's not. And I'm just like, I'm like, please forgive me. Blah, blah. And I sent the message and I never looked back to this day. I don't know what they said to me because I was so embarrassed.
That's bold of you to just like.
Yeah, dog. You just dropped
like,
that on
And I left, and that was it. And one of them was like, we were like very good friends, and the reality is they were probably like 12 too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the exact ending to the Pen 15 episode. This character pretends to be like a 25-year-old single in the area, and someone else pretends to be the same thing, and it finds out it's like the people that are crushing on each other that are both like 11 years old.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh my god, yeah, it's like the most. Have you ever seen the movie Me and You and Everyone We Know? It's
Yeah,
Miranda
I was
July.
just about to say that.
Miranda July, yeah.
It's exactly that. That's exactly
A little kid. The little kid is singing, and there's like back and forth and back and it's like such a fucking funny part when the shit. What is he saying? He's like, she
It's
wanted.
something like it's like really crazy of
It's
like
crazy.
a
It's
kid to
crazy.
be doing. I feel like that scene is just like a 9-year-old like on Omegle. Like that is what
That
that
was
is.
me.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying that. I was just like, yeah, I just like was befriending all these random ass people. My parents had no idea. My parents made me deactivate MySpace like multiple times because I was having it in like fourth and fifth grade. And one time someone called my parents and they were like, your daughter has I smoke applesauce on her MySpace. And my mom was like, what? And I'm like, bitch, I'm just being random. Like, I'm just being random. I smoke applesauce because I was random. I was
Yeah.
random hippo. You know, I all these.
This is
different,
how Fox
you know,
News gets its content. Kids are smoking
I know.
applesauce today.
I know,
Smoking applesauce sounds sick. I don't know.
Yeah.
dude. I would do it.
Fuck.
I was being innovative. I was ahead of my time. Listen,
Oh my
Rip could be
God,
like the
bruh.
original gamer.
my food
Okay.
coming out of my mouth.
Christ.
Sorry, everyone.
Did we get to the part where we talked about when we started, like, realizing that maybe some of the things that we like didn't need to be at the forefront of our characteristics or our identity? We talked about like
I don't-
acknowledging the different sort of like groups and like how you need to access them. And part of that would have to probably be like not talking about this thing you're passionate about. And I don't know if
Yeah.
anyone else experiences that.
I don't know. I'm a dude with a Star Wars tattoo, and I constantly tell people I hate Star Wars. So that's like I mean, you know, the feeling's kind of true. I mean, but I mean, I guess for me in high school, it was for the first 2 years, yeah, freshman and sophomore, like if you weren't talking about the same shit that I was talking about, I don't think I wanted to talk to you. And
Sick.
yo, like hey, look, are you not trying to talk about like I don't know Marvel right now? Like, do you not know comic books? All right, man, fuck off. Like, yo, like wait, but it never went like that. It was me like weirdly stumbling over my words, trying to tell someone why I'm like super excited for something, and then them just fucking looking at me like, all right, dog, leave me alone. Like, and me being like, so yeah, I mean, I think a lot of that is just like in your early years, like you don't know how to fucking talk to people. Like, I mean, you don't know how to actually have like a conversation with a person, even if you don't have something in common. Nowadays, I like usually having conversations with people more that I don't have anything in common with, at least in terms of like what they like. I'm not talking about politics. I fucking hate that shit. But yeah, I mean, I think it's a thing of like you just learn that like this doesn't have to be it does not have to be your whole personality. It's probably better that it is not. And you know, I say the same thing for people that like do art too. Like, don't let this thing become like who you are, because if you let it become who you are, it's gonna fuck you up. Like, and like it's so much better to try to not, I wouldn't say distance yourself, but I mean to like have a clear idea of who you are, like if this thing is not in your life anymore. I think it ends up making, you know, some people a lot happier, like in the long run. So yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a it feels like a thing that's like ingrained in like being an American. It's like this is the one thing that I'm super into, and this is what I'm about. Like, and that's why I think like being in a city like Chicago, there's so many areas that are just like these are designated areas for like these people. Like Wrigleyville in Chicago, like who lives there? People with blonde hair and people who love sports.
The
Like
Cubs.
the Cubs.
And overpriced tacos.
Uh, yeah, bad neighborhood. But you can't tell people you can't openly be like these are the good neighborhoods because then people ruin those. So
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
um but I don't know, it's cool is the whole concept of cool. I don't know, it feels weird because I feel like I was a person who I think at an early age I was just like I don't care like what the perception is of like what I need to like be interested in. Like in like the third grade, I stopped watching cartoons and then I just like watched Sports Center every single day,
What did
probably
you watch?
until like Sports Center on
Oh,
ESPN.
true.
Like I only watched sports all the time, and then that it got to a point where like that was like my identity as a kid, while also like playing Magic the Gathering on my Xbox and like playing my GameCube. But it was like I wouldn't tell people that I was like playing video games. But people would be like, "Oh yeah, like I play this game," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I watched the football game last night." So
That's so fucking funny because that's like me trying to act like I wasn't into the music I was into or like any of my actual interests. Like it was just always just trying to because I always like I so craved to be like popular and like craved to be like accepted and like know everybody. And so I was like, how can I make myself malleable enough to be interested in literally everything, um, but still be perceived as cool? And so which is something I think I have accomplished because I am interested in a lot of things. But um it's funny because I wouldn't tell people like at a certain point I would stop telling people like the music I listened to or like the stuff I was actually interested in. And then I'd have to like create my own little like circles that were for that.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's kind of a slap to the face to those circles because you're not really because there's definitely a lot that I regret. Pen 15 is like a really good reflection of that actually.
That might be something we have to revisit on Nerd Gaze.
Yeah. I regret a lot of men. Yeah.
Because someone was saying on Twitter, one of those blue check marks, would say something like, Gen Z and millennials, maybe less of millennials, but they just crave cringe. And we have to remember that cringing is a verb, not a noun. Or a characteristic.
Yeah. That's true. A lot of our humor is like super absurdist and like ironic and cringy. I mean, I would blame probably like started with I mean, if we really want to get into it, it didn't start with The Office, but like it started with like
I
us
believe
ripping
it.
off British television.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very much British. Like British
yeah,
comedies are like the base of like cringy, like ironic kind of mockery, and then it like became American because before American TV and comedy was really just slapstick and like obnoxious and stupid, which don't get me wrong, loved it all. But like it was but the irony, the intellectual comedy was in like the making fun of people intellectually, that was like definitely influenced by like French and um British comedy.
It's interesting to look at it that way, in that a show that was Americanized but still had very much its British roots became like a cultural phenomenon, and then actually became how we converse with one another and how we act online. What I'm always concerned about is how like flippant and like irreverent we are when discussing things that have to do about our well-being. you know?
Mhm.
Like, just, I mean, anytime anyone jokes about like suicide, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna kill myself if this happens, you know.
Mhm.
And I was guilty of having those jokes too. But then, you know, it gets to the point where like, oh, well, who isn't an alcoholic, or like who isn't manic, or who isn't depressed and stuff like that. Where it's just
Mhm.
like, well, I mean, you could just tell us that you need help. You don't have to say that it's just like culturally accepted for everyone to be depressed.
Mhm.
But I think it is though.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
look, all I'm saying is I don't know one person that ain't fucking depressed.
Or at least they're not admitting it. They're not.
Yeah.
There are people who deny it. There are people who are like. But I mean, yeah. I mean, for the most part, I actually wrote about this once. Like, I used to host a lot of open mics, and people would come, you know, amateur people, whatever, whoever it was, would come and they would read about their anxiety disorders or their depression, whatever. And like, I generally believe that most people live with an anxiety or depression. Like, I think that it's just like a natural thing that people are attuned to because of the way the world is traumatized and the way our childhoods are traumatizing, regardless of who we are. That's just my general belief. But anyway, so people come in there, they think they're so unique in their anxiety disorders, right? And it's like, I don't really care. I'm like, I think it's great. Like, whatever, spill your heart out if you gotta. But the way they talk about it and the way that, like, I would just sit there and I'd be like, damn, you really think you're the only one experiencing this sort of like anxiety. And I'm just like, it really is so universal. Like, you don't have to be quirky to experience debilitating anxiety or panic or depression. I mean, we're living in like a constant ongoing crisis. Like,
right.
It's like to be aware of that is fucking like insane. To just remember what is going on, if that doesn't make you spiral or like fucking freak out, then you've just numbed yourself to the point of not feeling it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. And yeah, I would love to open it up to chat if anyone like feels that this is resonating for them, in the way of like communicating and like destigmatizing mental health when talking about it on social media. I always find that's, I mean, you know, everyone's on this sort of bandwagon that like, oh, everyone should just take therapy. Everyone should do it, you know? And it's just like, who else left is there saying like, oh, I'm not going to go to therapy? It's like, I mean, my parents are one.
My mom, yeah.
There's tons of people, yeah. Look,
Yeah.
But they're older.
Yeah.
And I mean, not always, but
yeah. I mean, I would say like I'm not saying I would never go to therapy, but I am one of those people that has, I mean, been like, I don't really need therapy. Like, which, like, that's not me saying that therapy wouldn't benefit, right? Like, therapy would fucking benefit probably a great deal. But I am just like, like, I can't make, like, I don't necessarily want to make time for that in my life. I don't want to put towards that energy of, like, what it takes to I mean, go to therapy.
yeah, I mean, it's
Man,
a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it's not the end all be all. It's not the end all be all.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
It's not the cure.
No, it's not. And I mean, but like, I mean, it just has. There was a good moment where I like did really say like, shit, man, I need to fucking go. And then you start to realize that like it's not you that maybe needs to go to therapy, but maybe it's like the people that are around you, like that I mean need to go to fucking therapy. And I'm like,
maybe everyone has to go.
Look, like, hey, like every fucking parent like needs to go to therapy, and just like, hey, like, you know, my life would probably, honestly, after I moved out of my parents' house, like, I had a lot less fucking like mental troubles. Like, I mean, other than just basic anxieties.
Yeah. I would
like,
say that.
Fuck.
I would say with therapy, and like I'm pretty passionate about people going to therapy just because, like I said, we all trauma. Our trauma influences how we relate to other people, and it influences our relationships, whether it's friendships, romantic ones, sexual ones, whatever it is, familial. And like for me, as someone like I'm really passionate about like harm reduction, and like unfortunately, we do perpetuate harm when we're not self-aware of our behaviors. And like, you don't need therapy for that. Like, I'm a really self-aware person and I was fine before therapy, but like, I definitely needed the therapy to like recognize the really harmful shit I was doing to myself. And because you can't really see that, like other people can see that when you're doing harmful shit to yourself, because like they're your friends or your loved ones, whatever, and they're watching you. But like when you're in it and you have no idea that you're doing all this like crazy shit to yourself, you can't really drag yourself out unless you have help. And so like, I mean, that's kind of the the whole thing about therapy, is that someone's just facilitating your healing.
Recovery. Right.
Yeah.
I think what really resonated to me about what you said and what Tobias said combined is that with my experience, therapy taught me to create boundaries for the people that were hurting me. And it goes back to like, yeah, I mean, my life would have been better if everybody I met or I dealt with actually went to therapy and knew exactly how they were hurting me. But, and I realized that it's not my job to like make people into better people. Like I don't need you to be, as much as I want you to be a part of my life and I want you to be a better friend. Like it's not my job to teach you how to be a better friend, and you shouldn't have to rely on me. And it's not that they do rely on me. I don't think the people I've told that like, hey, you're hurting me, have been told this by anybody else.
Yeah.
And I think it has to do with the fact that, and you know, I hung out with a lot of white people, and they didn't know how to acknowledge me as someone who was equal to them, but like count me as the other and make it a part of their sort of like colloquial humor and be like, oh yeah, I'm friends with a Mexican, so I could say some Mexican jokes. No, you're friends with a Mexican. That means you should respect my race and respect all races and just not make fun of that shit, you know?
Right.
It's very crazy to like grow up, especially in the Midwest, and like you meet so many people that are just completely fucking unchecked. And when like and I feel like I was a kid for a very long time where like I would not put people in check, and then it just got to the point where I was just like, yeah, no, like someone has to fucking do this. Like,
right?
Why would they not? Like,
why is it got to be my job? The person of color, fuck.
Yeah, and I think that just goes back to just like how we were just talking about therapy and how like I think the bigger issue is like there are a lot of people that should have gone to therapy, specifically parents that did not go to therapy. And like I think that definitely like bled into like why everything is like so weird and like vaguely like socially acceptable to like say really like off the cuff like wild shit, because it's just like people have been so unhinged for so long.
We're deeply
with
fucked.
with like no checks and balances, and like I don't know, this country is not a good country, and it's cool we have freedom, like that's what it is. And but yeah, it's just a lot of people without checks and balances in their life, and that's like where we've been at for the past like forever. But like being like a person who has like been, I don't know, like more socially aware of a lot of things as an adult for like the past like 12 years, it's just like, yeah, like we're at where we're at now because of like a buildup of so much shit. And it's just like you could just like get the United States map and target each state as like a different fucked up thing about like being a millennial. And you could just like toss them, and like all of them, you could not hit the fucking board and it'd still have the same effect of like hitting something on the board, because it's just like it's all like pretty bad. But like it's cool to like have like, you know, different communities or just like doing things like this to like talk about things like this, because a lot of people don't like to have conversations like this, especially people of color do not like having very serious conversations, I feel like, about like the issue with the structure of family in, I don't know, like family structures for people of color. not ideal. And then it's
Right.
like family structures for like people that are white are also not as great as like, I mean, they have like statistically they have better ones, but like in the whole frame of it, it's just like those people who like went through life without checks and balances, like they may be your friends, but like their fucking home situations probably fucked up and they don't have any checks and balances because like they don't have parents around to keep them in with checks and balances because like
Yeah.
they're off doing some other shit. So
Oh, literally. I mean, it's like it's a
yeah,
ripple effect. It's a
yeah,
ripple effect of the like. I mean, and that's why ideas of transformative justice, which is kind of going back. I talk about it sometimes, but so I'm reading Pleasure Activism by Adrienne Mary Brown still, and she says your no makes the way for your yes. Boundaries create the container within which your yes is authentic. Being able to say no makes yes a choice, which I really like that because it's basically saying like when you start having those conversations about what hurts you, what makes you feeling, what doesn't, like, yeah, if Kurt, if you're bringing up to your friends, this feels bad or you're hurting me in this way, and if they decide to neglect that or if they decide to ignore that, then you decide right there and then that they're crossing a boundary and that they don't get access to you. They don't get
Right.
access to, and so it's interesting because part of the idea of transformative justice, though, separate from pleasure activism, is that you're constantly thinking about the root cause. And in this case, like you were saying, Brandon, like people who are, traumatized now and making decisions that are, violent decisions or like self-sabotaging decisions or like unhinged decisions, whatever. I mean, it's coming from a place of that's a ripple effect. Like at some point, I mean, it's we all know this, like it's like childhood trauma leads to this, leads to this, leads to this. But unfortunately, especially for like Black and brown communities, especially, there's intergenerational trauma. For me specifically, I come from an immigrant family, immigrant Jewish family. Like there's intergenerational trauma there. Like there's these intergenerational traumas, even like this really heavy weight because like it's not just your parents, it's like your parents' parents, your parents' parents, parents' parents.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, fuck, why am I the one that has to like solve all these ancestral fucking curses and shit and like heal all this goddamn trauma that's been in my lineage forever, which Lovecraft Country was supposed to be about that, but
Dropping the ball.
it was about that. It just it took a little interesting route.
Shit sucked.
that's why I stopped watching it.
Yo, wait, when did you stop? When did you stop, Brandon?
Like episode like 3 or 4.
Brandon, I swear to
call.
God,
Good
if
call.
I wasn't on here, I would have stopped too. They had to reel me in to make me watch all that shit, and I watched it all in a day. And
See, this is what happens when fucking HBO they get a little too crafty sometimes. They've been like, you know what? We've been doing stuff out of the box. We've been taking the reins away from the white guys. Like, you know what? Let's do this. And then they do things and you're like, oh, this makes so much fucking sense. It's gonna be so good. And then it's just like, oh no. It's like that first episode, you're just like,
Yeah.
damn, this is heat. This is I was like, this could be
Yeah.
better than Watchmen.
Yeah.
Like I was like, this is what we're in for. And then like I kept watching and I was like,
Nope.
and then I was just like, no, this isn't what it wanted to be, which sucks because like HBO has Insecure is fucking one of the best fucking shows.
Right.
They have fuck, I don't want to fuck the name up because it's so good.
I May Destroy You?
No, yeah, I May Destroy You. I watched that show. That show is also like
one of the best shows I've ever seen. Yeah.
It's like one of the best shows that they've done.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Yo, has anyone
Watchmen?
watched Los Spookies?
No, I wanted to. It's
No,
Fred
I
Armisen's in it, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I think like just they've hit the ball in so many other corners and so many other bases. And just like and so this was a disappointment that honestly surprised me. I was like, yeah, HBO's made some shit earlier, but I was just like, you were on such a good roll. And
I feel like it's also very easy to get looped up in content from one like channel or like
Right.
one subscription service, because I feel like the issue is it's so easy to get wrapped up into these things, because then you're like so you're like, oh well, everything's gonna be good, so like
Right.
why would I not keep watching? And
That
like
was the
I think I
Netflix
got
sort of syndrome.
yeah, but Netflix is like dog shit, and it's been dog shit for like
Yeah, it's dog
I don't
shit.
know,
Well, I mean,
like
we
10
realized that
years,
long
I don't
ago,
know.
but like there was like a time where it was just like, yo, Netflix originals are killing me. Like
Yeah.
that was the
Well,
dialogue for a really long
When
time.
when was that though? Because I can't remember anymore.
Okay, I mean, it was the circles that I were in, I
I'm not
was in.
saying.
That
I'm not
everyone was
saying
like
that it didn't
House of
happen.
Cards, Stranger Things, and then like,
I was into the Marvel Netflix shit.
All right, because
which I thought was great. I loved that shit too.
Me too.
because I remember. No, you know what? That I mean totally did happen. I mean just hated Stranger Things after like one watch. I
Yeah. I was
after
into
that
it.
after that first season, I don't know. There was something that like clicked in my brain, and I was like, I hate this actually. This is actually actively bad, and it actually is nothing like the I mean like 80s movies or horror movies that I liked. This is
I want someone to ruin this show for me because I still like it. I've heard so many people tell me about like, hey, this show is shit, and like nothing's gonna change my mind about it. I like
That's
it. Like,
okay.
yeah, that's
but
cool.
I don't.
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna try
like,
to fuck this show up for you. I
feel bad about it now. It's just like,
No!
yeah, I like this
what are you
thing that
feeling
everyone
bad
shits on.
about?
No.
Like, I mean, look,
Yeah.
Why is this notorious for hot takes?
you can like your show that has no actual character development, dog. Like, it's cool. Like,
It's fine.
They're kids. They're kids. How much character development happens when we were children?
and look, hey, look. All I'm saying is like, look, nothing in that show actually ever fucking changes.
Yeah, I
That's-
guess who the fuck? What
Yeah.
name a show in recent years though that has good character development?
The
Oh,
Americans.
Schitt's Creek. But everyone writes that shit off as like white,
give me-
like, you know. washy
Give me a
shit.
list of shows, and I bet I can list off a good couple.
Like I'm
Oh,
trying to think of even the shows
like-
that we watched.
Like
Raised
I mean,
by Wolves actually.
Raised by Wolves is pretty good. Yeah.
yeah. Raised by Wolves is pretty good. When did the last episode of Mad Men come out? Oh, Better Call Saul.
Better Call
That
Saul. Yes.
is
Oh my
is
god.
a very good show. I think it's better than Breaking Bad at
It's-
this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can say
Like,
it. It's
yeah,
okay.
no. I mean, look, they have to chill out with all the like Latinx racism still, but like, I mean, hey, past that.
Yeah.
Brandon, you have the floor.
So I would say with like I don't know. I feel like I have very interesting takes on TV shows, which is like why I don't watch them. And I feel like the way Tobias feels is if a show has characters that I don't really see developing, or like they don't really seem like they're worth, paying attention to,
Sure.
it's just like, well, I'm not gonna watch this show. But on top of that, I like with the way that Better Call Saul is structured, Breaking Bad was such a well written show. At least I thought, like, that's how
Yeah.
I felt as like
Yeah.
a person watching TV when it was on.
Yeah.
And they basically just took the formula from that show. They like dialed in on like probably the best fucking character on that show.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they were just like, let's do this spin-off and like let's do it for just as long as this show. And it's like AMC could have done that for like The Walking Dead. They could have done that for Halt and Catch Fire. They could
Oh,
God,
have
Halt
yeah,
and
God,
Catch
it-
Fire, dog.
Oh,
Oh
Halt and
my
Catch
God.
Fire had so much promise.
They could,
Had
yeah,
so
they
much
could do
promise.
it. They could do it.
Whoa,
for
whoa, whoa.
every
So much
show.
promise. That shit ended. That shit ends on point. I don't know what you're talking about, Kurt. I love Halt and Catch Fire. That
I gotta
that
go
show
back and
does it
watch.
for me, dog.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
I
shit.
watched that show recently, and I watched it last year in college, and that shit was fucking great. Like I think
All right.
it goes
It's a revisit.
in a. Yeah, look, all I'm saying is I think it is a show that is talking about like that is really good at talking about like internet culture and the way that it's going and where it's gonna go. And like
For a period piece too, which I think is like
Yes,
next level
yes.
smart.
Yes, definitely. And I mean like it is also how they get rid of one character may not have been the way that I wanted them to go, but
That's
it
probably
was,
what I'm thinking about too.
But it was better that he was gone. He wasn't doing anything anymore.
Yeah.
No one gave a fuck about him. And he
You're so right.
no one look no one gave a fuck about him at that point. And also like this was a guy that was just holding back other people. Like
that was
like and like I think the thing is that they made it such a thing of like everyday life, but honestly he was an asshole. Like
Yeah.
he was an asshole that
from the
deserved
get.
out
I felt that from like season 1. I
out
was
in a
like,
different way. Yeah, like and but the whole thing is like he's very like illustrative of like what that kind of guy was and what that kind of guy still is. Like
and that's development. Would you say
Yeah.
like even though they're like
Yeah.
becoming a bad person, it's like you're seeing they're developing into this bad person. So
and I mean,
yeah.
by the end of it, he's trying to do better. But I think
AMC is horrible at trying to redeem characters.
God,
Awful.
man, they don't want to do that
Awful.
shit at all.
Awful.
And let me tell you, sometimes I'm really fine with it. I think redeeming someone like Donald Draper would have been bad. I'm so happy that they never fucking redeemed him, and he stayed a piece of shit. And didn't want to be there for his kids, really. That's my man, Donald Draper. Let's go.
Elliot Matthews, thank you for the lurk. Go ahead and take that knee. It's well deserved. Yeah. I feel like we totally skirted over the PS5. I want to know what you're playing on the PS5, yo.
Aren't you playing Spider-Man?
Playing the fuck out of Spider-Man. It's fucking sick. One of the
Hey.
best games ever made.
The remaster
And I
or Spider-Man
fucking-
Miles Morales?
Miles Morales.
Shit.
I'll say this as lightly as possible. Given the way that movies have been the past, like, I don't know, like 10 years, I kind of hate superheroes because of Marvel. It's
There
literally
we go.
it's
There we
it's
go.
literally it's
Yeah.
literally all because of
Yeah.
Marvel. It's like
Let's go.
it's a very I think when things become like normified, which is cool.
Yeah.
I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck. I don't give a fuck. But when shit becomes normified, it's just like,
Yeah.
okay, well now we gotta like fall in line with like what people like, and like
With,
it
like,
can't be too
More
Yeah.
police,
weird.
like
Dog, why is
Avengers
Thanos
is
not
just-
making out with Death? Let
that
me
sounds
know. Like, what the fuck is up?
I don't know. I haven't watched. I watched the first Avengers movie, but I was like, this all kind of just feels like cop propaganda.
yeah.
Like
It
Yeah,
is.
for real.
Yeah,
It
that's
is
what I-
all,
that's what I kinda-
But I'm
military
hearing-
shit.
that's
It's
what I
all
I'm
kinda-
hearing
military
about-
shit.
I'm hearing about Spider-Man Miles Morales that it's less copy. Is
Oh
that true?
yeah, we
That
were
first
talking
game
about this
is
last
mad
night.
copy.
Yeah, I mean, you're a white guy in New York City. Come on, it's like
Yeah,
they were just
I'm
like-
smoking
like,
weed
listen,
next to
guys,
this
we'll
guy
sell
who
you
like doesn't know who I
Spider-Man.
am.
It's like we'll sell you Spider-Man, but like you motherfuckers better fall in line with this story arc. Like don't get a little too weird. Don't fuck up this intellectual property.
Don't go to Queens.
keep it
Don't go
in
to
line.
Brooklyn. That's why they don't go to Queens or Brooklyn.
Fucked up. But the new
Yeah.
Spider-Man game, the way I feel like the way we were saying this last night was like when games like make you have feelings that you don't really think that you're having about a moment until you start feeling the feeling. A lot
Mhm.
of Spider-Man feels like that to where like it looks like a movie because it's so fucking nice. But when
Right.
you start getting like really sucked into it and really paying attention to the storyline, you're just like, fuck, like this kid's just like Spider-Man, and like he just wants to like do good of his like with his friend, but like he can't do it because he's Spider-Man. Like
Yeah.
his role is clearly impacting like this friendship that he wants to have, and it's just like, I'm just like, damn, that like I get like
hits
really
different.
sad. I'm like, that
It hits
sucks and that's
different, yeah.
sad. And I'm just like, all right, time to fucking swing through New York City. Let's go. And like, yeah. Then I'm just like, yeah, like what's the point of being sad about this? Like this fucking little shit will be fine. Like I'm like,
And like
but I've been
high key,
playing-
because
yeah.
I've been seeing some of the gameplay. It's just like he swings better than White Spider-Man could ever swing.
Oh, yeah. I was talking to my
Oh my
roommate who
God.
played the last Spider-Man, and he was just like, it's like, damn, it's like this game like looks way more fun to play because like he actually looks like he's like having a much more fun time than like
Absolutely.
the White Spider-Man. Another cool thing they did is they have an effect you can put on the suit where it looks exactly like Miles Morales in the Enter the Spider-Verse movie. So I'm like, you do
Nice.
that, and like it's done to where like even through cutscenes when he's in the suit, he still walks like he's like in like he's part of Enter the Spider Verse. So it's like a mind fuck when you see it happen.
Whoa.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, I feel
Ah.
like that game dials in like it's probably I would say the best looking next gen game next to like Demon Souls. Demon Souls
Mhm.
looks like when they decide when like whoever fucking owns Lord of the Rings, like when they decide people to like start letting people make games for that again, like if you look at Dark Souls, I'm like, this is exactly what Lord of the Rings would look like if they would let someone like have
Make it into
control of
video
this
game.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
saw
like
saw some gameplay last night and it looked incredible. I was just like, yo, is this Middle Earth? What the fuck are we?
yeah, everything just looks like a movie on PS5, and like that's why it's
That's
so sick.
amazing.
Yeah, like that's why like I feel like me getting it and like talking to people about it, they're like, "Ah, look at this fucking nerd." It's just like you're gonna fucking watch Netflix. I'm gonna play fucking Spider-Man all weekend, and it's gonna look better than Netflix.
The same shit. The same fucking shit. And you
I
could probably
wish I was
watch Netflix
bullshitting,
and
but it's
it'll look
true.
better than what they're watching.
Oh yeah, probably. Like that. Like I'm excited for. And the thing is, you don't need a crazy TV or a crazy sound system to like play this stuff. Like I have like a fucking TCL $200 TV, and Spider-Man. It looks better than like most movies and most video games I've played in like in the
Yeah.
past like 10 years.
Right.
Yeah,
It's still a simple HDMI cord.
yeah. I wish fucking Nintendo wasn't like the fucking worst gaming like company, but like if those
Ooh,
motherfuckers would like if they
clarify. Not because I don't agree, but because I need to know how it's fucked up.
so like the Switch is a very good item to have and very good thing to sell to people. My issue with the Nintendo Switch is it is light years ahead of like the last generation of consoles that we're about to like people are about to like kind of still play. And it's just like, well, now there's like these next gen systems. What's Nintendo gonna? They're gonna keep making good games, and like the
Right.
things they make look good, but like nothing on the fucking Switch is gonna ever look as good as a PS5. And if we
Absolutely.
ever get to that point, then like, I guess Nintendo baffled me, but like on top of that, and just like how like today they announced that they're not gonna allow this big like fighting tournament, like Super Smash Brothers tournament in Michigan. It's called Big House. It's online this year, and they were gonna host the tournament online. And Nintendo's just like they sent them a cease and desist, and they're like, "Yeah, guys,
you
we know you do
kidding
this every
me?
year, but like you can't do it this year."
What?
And like that
What?
that falls in line with like people were just like, I can't believe they're doing this, and I was like, this is Nintendo.
Man, that's
if you
just them,
touch
dog.
if you touch anything they do and make it better, they're just like, that's interesting, that's cool, but fuck you, or we're gonna sue you.
Oh my
they're
god.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's like fucked up. They're like, I
Yeah.
would definitely say they're like the Marvel of the video game industry. No, they're the Disney of the video game industry.
Oh.
And people don't want to talk about it because they're like,
Yeah.
I love Nintendo. I love playing Animal Crossing. It's just like this is basically the Amazon of gaming if you really want to think about it.
Yeah. I rated a streamer today, and as soon as we went into her stream, she's like, "Oh, I have to change the window because Nintendo won't allow us to look at their like video gaming software. You have to have content over it." And I was like, "What the fuck is this bullshit?" Like after everyone started streaming Animal Crossing and made you millions of dollars for like making this game popular, now you like infringe on people's like creativity by like having to like do another thing and like make lives complicated. Like it makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like to be the person who is just like, this is fucked up, this is fucked up, this is fucked up. But like kind of just like the lay of the land, like big companies are bad and they make dumb decisions. And then
Yeah.
there's no way for them. They try and justify it and they're like, we're sorry, we didn't mean to do this. And it's just like, you motherfuckers have been like building something for like 5 years and you're just like, yeah, I guess we didn't include that feature. It'll get fixed. Sorry, you're like $500 system or like
Meanwhile,
$300
everyone is
Switch,
like,
work.
"Oh my god, check out the new Animal Crossing update."
Yeah, which is like cool. That like Animal Crossing is sick. It's a very good game that I think a lot of people have probably realized they're a lot more creative than they originally thought from playing Animal Crossing.
Absolutely.
Like
I'm blown away
fucking
that what
sick.
people are doing.
I'm sick for that. But like, yeah, Nintendo just needs to like be better, especially like I could on like if whenever like the stock situation for systems like gets to where it needs to be, like I think the Switch literally just like might like completely fall off. It'll be like, well, people will buy this for their kids, but it's gonna drop off significantly to where like I think people are just gonna like start forgetting about it.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
You don't think so?
You don't?
I don't think that.
Wow.
I don't think that's ever gonna fucking happen, man. Like this year, Switch has been the highest selling console. Like
Yeah, because
and
we can't do anything.
yeah. True. But
And it's so cheap.
I mean, the Series S is so cheap, right? Like, and I mean that's like what's going up against. But also, I think like the whole thing is like people just know Nintendo, man. Like, I mean, they're not making they're not making a DS anymore. They're not making anything else. It's just Switch now. Like,
Yeah.
and like
they made the Wii U too.
Oh, that's right.
yeah. But I mean, that was them like at like the whole thing about the Wii U is that it was them at the top. Before that, like the Wii was them at the top of their fucking like power, like having like
But
all
they
this
didn't
fucking
act
money.
like it though. That game, like that system, had so much potential. Like when I think about Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess, like that blew my fucking mind in terms of gaming like mechanics. Like I can actually pull on the bow and like add the pressure to the actual arrow. Like that was fucking sick for me. I was just like, this is awesome. I could swing my fucking the nunchuck around and like shoot this like wave the sword around. I thought that was the idea of next gen. But then they're just like, nah, it's a gimmick.
I mean, yeah, it because like how many people like other than what Nintendo's this is the same thing that happens with Sony of like other than their main line stuff of that comes out of their studios, no one's going to take advantage of like what their system can fully do. It's the same thing with with Sony and like all their games looking the best with them having the DualSense stuff that I know the DualSense 5 stuff has seemed pretty fucking cool because I've like heard people talk about that shit and
the reaction on like the bumpers,
that seems like the one genuine thing that like no other console is going to be doing. I just think that like I still think that Nintendo is gonna win out. Like they are gonna win out. They're I mean, shit's cheap. Their shit is like friendly. Like I mean,
cheap.
well, cheap
Let's
comparatively, like to the other consoles.
the,
to the other
the price
consoles.
of the consoles.
So,
Yes.
Yes.
But first party games that were launch title games or came out within the first year of it.
They're
Never
all
on
like
sale.
60
Never
bucks.
on
They're
sale.
They're on sale.
This
No,
is the first week they're on sale. The Joy-Con controller is more expensive
it's 80
than
bucks.
it's
Yeah.
80
No
bucks, which is more
fucking
expensive than a
way.
regular controller.
Joy-Cons
Yeah,
are 80
and-
bucks. Yeah.
They're currently they're currently in a lawsuit with people about the Joy-Cons
About
'cause the
those
Joy-Cons are
breaking,
so
yeah.
fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Man, I mean, but still, it's
Mm.
it's the best-selling console. I think it's
I
gonna
get-
stay.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I think with the refresh, which like they're gonna plan to do, that they're gonna be like, hey, you can play 4K upscaled on this shit. Like,
No, it's gonna be you can play 1080p 60 frames.
hey, look,
That's it.
look.
That's what's coming.
The
And
real
if
fucked
that's
up
what's
thing
coming,
is,
you can do that on any
I'll buy
laptop
it.
right now.
I'll buy it. Honestly, that's all the fuck I've been waiting for. Is just a Switch that can do 60 frames. That's all. Like, that's the only reason why I have it, and that I've used. Like, I played I've played Breath of the Wild all on my PC because I was like, oh, let me tell you, it's a great experience if you can get that shit to run. I love it. It's 60 frames. It's like I can get like up to 4K textures on it. It looked gorgeous. But-
it looks like a movie.
Yeah, dog, it looks so good. It looks so fucking good. But yeah, but like that's the only thing that stopped me. If I didn't have that know-how, like I would have just bought a Switch. And plus, I'm still planning on buying a Switch if they finally bring out these goddamn Metroid games.
Yes.
But they
Metroid.
haven't yet. So I have no reason to buy that system. I'm a Metroid fanboy. I really love I really love those games. I specifically got a 3DS like because I wanted Samus Returns. Nothing else. I didn't care about anything else other than maybe some Pokemon games. And which like I fell off of Pokemon like
also
years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago. Oh, the brand new Pokemon is like looks like shit. Like that shit does not. That shit
it's
doesn't
the
look fun at
3DS
all.
version. It's
Yeah.
the 3DS version upscaled to the
Scaled.
Switch. It's literally
Yeah.
the same game, new skin, and they're like $60, baby. Let's go.
So
Yeah, we
like
have
fucking
a-
hotcakes.
We
Yeah.
have a Switch in my house, and my roommates play, and my roommate's girlfriend's been playing the Pokemon game, and I'm just like, so is it just the same thing?
Just the same thing. Yeah. I mean,
Same thing as
well,
what though? Is it like you got that third like aerial camera view, you're walking to another town, like
But you can't
Is
have
it-
battle, or like you can't have battles. Like there's not that cool moment, in like the old Game Boy Pokemon.
where someone stops you and be like, "Hey, stop. Let's have a Pokemon battle."
I would get so much anxiety.
Right.
Also,
Kinda
all
miss
that
it.
music in those games slaps. Pokemon sounds
Absolutely.
Terrifying.
Pokemon Red Blue soundtrack, 150 songs of like fire. Like, oh my god. Pokemon Tower, which is like I think like one of the last like levels of Pokemon Red Blue, is like an Aphex Twin track. Like it's awesome. It slaps. I love it.
Maybe that's why I like Charlie XCX so much.
It could be. It could be.
Damn.
Yeah, we got about 10 minutes left before we hit the second hour mark. I just want to give a reminder out that there are channel points for you to redeem. And if anyone wants me to take a shot, someone said that they wanted to come to the
Take a
channel
shot, bro.
and make me take a shot. I'm not going to do it until someone redeems those points. But
Are
you
you
can
taking a
redeem
shot
those
with your
points.
beer?
No, I've got tequila right here. I've got George Clooney's Casamigos.
Damn, he's
All right,
ready.
guys, do what
I'm
you
ready
gotta
to go.
do.
You got to do what you got to do.
Ready to go right now.
But while we wait for that redemption, why doesn't everyone think about what is going to be their Robin, Bane, and Ivy? Brandon, you're new to this. You've seen the show before, but at the end of every show, what we'd like to do is we like to do a rosebud and thorn. Rose is something that's beautiful, bud is something that's growing, and thorn is something that we could do without. What we like to call it, because we're fucking nerds, is a Robin, an Ivy, and a Bane.
Okay.
like
Citrus
Robin,
Citadel is
like-
saying maybe if there's an after show, it felt unchill to request it during such a productive conversation. Well, we're nearing the end of the conversation, and of course we have a fucking raid. We're reading with a party of 7. What's up, Jimmy Lee Sprinkles' party? 7 people showing up. How you feeling? Bonjour.
They-
Welcome.
They missed
I feel
lot
like
of us being ridiculous.
yeah,
We're-
straight
we're
up
in tame
lost them.
hours.
OMG, wow, I just got back from Lurk and now I am raiding. There you go. You never should have left. Jay saying.
Damn, I feel like we just had the fire conversation and now we're just sort of winding down.
Yeah, well, we just talked about how Nintendo's a shitty company. We talked about how fire it feels to, play a PS5. Which is interesting because Tobias,
Wait,
you told me like get the Series X. And now I'm hearing about how great the PS5
Oh, wait.
is.
I said Series S. I said Series S, Chief.
Series S,
don't,
Series S.
Jimmy
don't.
Lee Sprinkles is I'm the friend on the left. I
Oh,
may or
that's the
may
friend
not
on the
stalked your IG for a second and Malblum follows you and that's cool. Yeah, Mel's a friend of mine. They're really awesome. Hell yeah.
Small fucking world. Yeah, that's Jimmy Lee Sprinkles. I interviewed him last night. When was the last night? No, it was 2 nights ago. We were playing Animal Crossing, which was a really fun time. Very talented dancer, very talented streamer. So thank you so much for giving us that raid.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Mal's partner, Gabby, which Jimmy
Yeah.
was saying.
Yeah, Gabby's hilarious. I love it. I
Love
love
you
This
too,
is
it.
man.
why Rivka has the most internet clout. With all of us combined, Rivka still has more.
But like the thing is, my internet cloud is only because of my IRL connection building. That's what I like to say.
There you go.
Because I'm less
Man.
of like, I'm not really like, everyone I've met on the internet that is, is someone I've like met in person in some capacity too. Like, yeah. Like Mal played the Hooligan 5-year showcase, which I think you were
What-
at, Brandon.
When did
Yeah,
that
I'm
happen?
looking at the poster right now.
20, yeah, 2019, 2018.
2018.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm like, what year are we in? Maybe 2019? I don't know.
that's what's up though. That's so.
Am I
sick.
gonna have to take a shot with no one redeeming the shot points? I heard that everyone has channel points. Someone said that they had channel points. Someone redeemed the shot. I want to take a shot. Oh, Robin's fingers cramped up? It's because they've been working on their stickers too long. Get out of the Clip Studio. You got 4,000 points. Oh, we got a Sippy Sip. Sippy
There
Sip
you
is
go.
different, though. Sippy... now I got to open another
What is
beer.
Sippy Sip?
Sippy Sip is I take a
I'm just
swig of
trying
my
to.
drink.
I'm just trying to keep up.
The hydrate would be I drink some water, but I don't have any water right now.
Just take a shot, Kurt.
I'm going to do it.
Let's
Man,
go.
come on.
Take care of all the viewers, guys.
Do it, Kurt.
Do
Do it. Do it for the
While I
clout.
do that, why don't I do a community challenge? Well, I don't know what the community challenge would be because I'm already fucking wild on this stream. I do everything you guys told me to do.
What is
We got
going
bits for
on?
it.
That's
You guys
Yeah,
know what's
we
going
got
on?
bits.
4
I don't know
bits.
what's
I got
going
4
on.
bits. I got 4 bits. That's great. That's good enough. I'm pouring a shot right now. While I pour
Yeah.
the shot and while I take it,
there we go.
oh, we got another one. We got 2 more bits. All right. While I take this shot, everyone go around and are we ready for the Rosebud and Thorn? Are we ready for the Robin, Ivy, and Bane? Or do we go around and say like what has been taking up all of our time during the week? And it has to be something that's good, like, you know, the distraction.
During this week?
Well, since the last episode of Nerd Gaze.
What has been taking my time?
I feel like a lot has passed since the last week. Last week feels like a month ago, and I'm putting it lightly. I feel like for me,
You've been playing Spider-Man.
yeah, and just like I took some days off last week to play Spider-Man, and like
Ooh.
that threw off my like whole like how because like I just like work like fucking like 10 hours a day like a psychopath, and I'm just like doing that all the time. So, like having those 2 days where like I wasn't doing that, like the first day I was like, oh, this is chill, but then like as I got into like Friday and Saturday and Sunday, I was just like, my brain needs to be stimulated all the time, or I'm gonna have a bad time. So like it was constantly me being like, let me clean my whole fucking apartment. Let me do this. Let me do that. So
Robin, you got it. I will put everyone's names underneath their layouts. I just want to tell everyone that I don't have a lot of free time, and I made this layout 30 minutes before the show. So
it's a good layout. I'm a fan.
Nice.
Thank you so much. I will cheers to what you just said, Brandon. So cheers, everybody. All right, who's next?
If you would have had a name down below, my name wouldn't have been Brandon. It would have just been Bussy.
Yeah.
Bussy my Gussie.
Yeah.
Let's do a round of
Bussy
introductions because we did just have a raid and no one knows who we are. Rivka, can you start?
Damn.
Yeah. We all know Rivka. Rivka the gamer. Or
Oh my
that's the
god,
right way.
thank you.
Rivka Yecker of Hooligan Magazine, editor-in-chief, also one of the founders of Hooligan Creatives, an ad agency working out of Chicago. Oh, branding agency. What am
Branding.
I
It's a
leaving
creative
out?
agency, actually.
Oh, fuck me, right?
Only cool shit.
Only cool shit.
Yeah, I don't know. I do a bunch of shit. I don't know, man. Just follow me on the internet. My name is Rivka Yecker on all the accounts.
If someone puts exclamation point Rivka, Rivka, you'll find their socials. Tobias, you're next. Introduce yourself. Who are you? What are you? What are you up to?
A man who loves Star Wars.
Fuck yeah. No, please don't ever call me that.
Tell us about episode 3 of The Mandalorian.
I don't know, Kurt. Why don't you tell me? Because you're the one that hit me up saying I was wrong. I should never.
I
Have
was
doubted
wrong
you.
about the trajectory of the show. Episode 2 was trash. It was garbage. Baby Yoda was like a Trump supporter in that episode.
Wait, what?
It's Disney. Expect the bad at all times.
Okay, there you go.
Whoa. What about a Trump supporter?
Baby Yoda was a fucking Trump supporter eating all those eggs, man.
Oh my
Man,
god!
dude, are y'all trying? What is up with y'all trying to put something against a dumb fucking alien baby? Y'all need to let this shit go. All right.
Just coming out of left field.
I just took a
Yoda
shot,
is a
man.
Trump
Maybe I'm a
supporter.
little unhinged right now.
I'm tired of the fucking libs, dog. Y'all need to chill. It's a fucking.
I'm a leftist.
It's a
I'm a
fucking frog
leftist
egg.
through and through, thick and thin. This land is our land. This land is your land.
My God, sounding like MarySue.com, motherfucker.
Love those bits. Show baby
God.
Yoda 2020 love from Jimmy Lee
Goddamn,
Sprinkles.
bro. Like all right. Yeah, my name is
like
Tobias
looking you
Doss. I am I guess an artist. And follow me if you want. I mean, to see some cool shit every 20 days. That's it.
Chat command.
I mean,
exclamation point TABIUS.
Yeah.
Please.
If you want to do that, I mean, I would say don't.
You should
Do
do it.
And yeah, that's it. That's me. I mean, other than us talking about Star Wars shit, if you want to go down that hole.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't talk nearly as much shit about nerdy things because I love nerdy things. There's a lot of shit to talk. You know what? I'm gonna let everyone have it. I'm gonna let everyone enjoy their things, enjoy their nerdiness.
Fucking up. You're fucking up.
Yeah.
I just
This
You should
means
be
that you
telling-
need to come back on the show.
You should be telling people like, that they make bad choices. Like,
see. I don't
Yeah.
want to
Me
do
and
that.
Tobias are constantly. I feel like Tobias and I always have hot takes in like pretty different directions usually, but like I know that we come in kind of.
look,
Thinking.
I mean, we hate shit. I mean, and
But we also
don't hide
love
that.
shit.
Hating
also
shit
Absolutely.
is cool.
I look. I'm just saying. I am definitely more of a. I get more joy out of crushing shit down than I do loving something. Let me be real. For a second. That's just what I like to do. I like just joking on shit and being like, this shit sucks. And then every now and then I
feel
will
that in my
talk.
bones.
I will talk, nicely about something. I mean, I'll do that. But the fun part is just watching something burn. Shit.
It's so funny because I'm like I feel like Kurt, you're like the middle ground almost, or like you're like over here, and like Tobias is over here, and I feel like I'm over here maybe.
I'm like,
Think you are.
fucking-
You think you are, but I think you're like somewhere closer to me. Like I
No,
think
I'm
you
definitely
just
the
have to
moderator.
say some shit about
Gone.
yourself.
I could be pulled
Me
either
and
way.
Ripka's- Me
Like,
and Ripka's brains are so far gone because of how much we've like been in chat rooms on the internet that it's just like, yeah, it's like here's Kurt, like here's Tobias, and then me and Revka, it's like you can't fucking find us. But like,
Or like
well,
so-
we pop up for this and they're just like, oh shit, they're here. And it's like, yeah, we were the first ones here. Where have you guys been?
we're-
Okay.
we just
No. I don't want to. I don't know.
dude, I've been an elitist since I was like coming out.
Also,
of the womb,
Rivka hasn't
man.
been present for at least 2 episodes this entire season.
What?
So you may have showed up early for this one, but we've had a
Oh,
lot
no.
of absences.
I'm
Me?
saying in general of just like I'm saying of like in terms of like hating things and being elitist. I feel like
Oh.
Talking
that's
about, like,
that's where I'm putting that's where I'm putting like the
Brandon
poll,
is
'cause I'll be
basically
like,
saying we've been elitist since birth.
yeah, I'm just like the whole time I've been here,
Mm.
I've like slowly been siphoning both of your brains, just being like, let me plant these seeds, and then I'll come back, and one day they'll all hate Disney because that's the goal here.
And we thank you. We thank
we
you.
hate
We really-
Disney.
Yeah, I mean, Disney has all of our favorite properties and is like, I don't.
For
That's
now.
not true.
Well,
He has like two things on me that like one I literally have tattooed. So-
Right now I'm like deeply committed to HBO.
Okay,
HBO
hey,
Max.
wait. I am Disney. In 2021, I'm saying we're bringing back Daredevil. What do you say?
oh,
That's how you get somebody,
yeah,
folks.
yeah. You are
I would
lost.
say, is it
You
gonna
lost
be
in
the
the
same
fucking
cast?
game.
I
No,
would say
we-
don't bring back Daredevil if you're not bringing back Punisher, and don't bring
We'll
back,
bring back Punisher too.
and Defenders. I want it all, baby. Give it to
You
me.
are a
We don't-
slave to IP.
We don't
You
want to
fucking
bring
love
back that
IP.
shit, but I mean, we'll let me
I
bring
want
bring
this-
bring back Daredevil and
Yeah.
Punisher.
Go
We won't
ahead and
bring
say
back
you don't love
Defenders.
Disney. But that's the
Man.
thing too. When you
Man.
love intellectual property and now it's owned by Disney, that's the thing where it's just like, oh, I have to say
I love
like Disney.
movie.
Yeah. There you
I
go.
love
Look.
movie.
Look. All I'm saying
You
is
love Mubi, the tailor-made sort of video like playlist.
Bro,
just
they got-
don't
they
act
got
like
really-
you
they
know
have really
they don't have
cool-
your shit.
They have really cool films on there, and like it's cool.
Do
They
you
have
take
good-
advantage
Is it-
of the community aspect of Mubi? Can you give us a quick overview of what Mubi is?
Yeah, it's basically just like a platform that there is a experience where they can like curate films for you based on your interests, but it's like mostly independent films, a lot of foreign films, and it's like a select amount of films that are up on it at a time. And they like, what I like about it is that they'll have like highlights about a filmmaker, and they'll have all their films on it, and like a lot of like really cool like shorts and a lot of stuff you can't necessarily find on like Netflix or HBO or anything. I really like it. It's like whenever I'm feeling like I want to just like watch a random like I watched this really random like documentary once about like lesbians in Brazil, I think.
Mhm.
And it was just like 15 minutes, and it was just like cute.
Sweet.
That was it.
Citrus
I
Citadel.
was like, that was fun.
And Taya
They were
is saying, I'm deep in Mubi. Independent films are a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, that's awesome. Is there a way
This-
that like you can like add somebody on Mubi? Do you get to follow anyone else's like curation sort of playlist? Like, I want
Wait,
to
did they
know
think we're
more
saying
about...
booby?
Last Lost Girl is saying, I'm a grown child. I keep hearing booby, so I'm so sorry.
Booby. That's okay. It kind of sounds like booby, or it kind of sounds like Ubi, like that old show on. Do you guys remember that show with the hand, Ubi?
I
No.
wish I did.
Is
this too niche?
No,
Ubi-
I'm
Was
looking
that
up too late?
What?
Maybe, yeah. This was
You
only on for like a
guys.
season of television, so yes.
It was like a really weird show on Nickelodeon.
Thank you for the bits, Last Lost
wait,
Girl.
wait,
You're
wait,
Oh
forgiven.
my
wait,
god!
wait,
Oh my
wait,
god!
wait,
No,
wait.
no! I know what
Wait,
this is. No.
wait. Just
Uh,
what was this called?
Ubi,
Ubi.
O-O-B-I.
Yeah, but like,
I need
yeah,
to take
but
a knee. That
see,
shot really
see,
did
see.
something
I
to me.
mean, this is the type of shit that like you do get bullied for.
Ubi.
Oh,
like,
no.
like, I mean, I just gotta be real. Like, I mean, if someone,
Dude, I was like fucking like 6.
I'm still bullying you. Like,
I was like, what is this crazy ass show with these hands?
I liked the Care Bears, and I would still bully someone if they showed me
Dude,
this shit.
I made fun
Oh
of.
my
I remember
God.
watching one of my friend, like she was like in fourth. We were in 4th grade, and she was still watching like PBS Kids, and I was like, that's fucking lame, man. And like meanwhile, I would go home and low key watch it. That's the worst thing about me is that
This
I'd be
all-
like, why are you
The
listening?
more
to
you
this
talk
or
about
not?
things, the more I'm just like, this makes complete sense, Rivka. You're like, yeah, I like movie, and then like I look, I'm just like, yeah, this is just like IFC for kids who didn't know what IFC was, which is very funny.
I watched IFC too, though. That was like my favorite platform.
All
Did
I
anyone-
watched while being on Tumblr.
Me
Did
too.
anyone watch
Comedy Bang
on
Bang.
IFC the increasingly poor decisions of Todd Margaret?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
fucking love that show. And when
That
you
show
were
is-
Yeah.
talking, and like maybe trying to take this all like full circle, when you were talking about like British television taking over
Yeah.
and being like cringeworthy, oh my god, the most
Yeah.
cringeworthy show.
Yeah. It's like Peep Show. Like Peep Show was like the kind of original cringy British show. And then there was also like Black Books, which was like earlier in like the thousands. But yeah, all those shows were insane. And then yeah, but IFC, like my favorite thing to watch was Comedy Bang Bang for sure. And I was
Yeah.
obsessed. I was like huge
Hot
on Comedy
Soccer
Bang
Mom, Scott.
Oh
Aukerman.
man, my cover photos were on Facebook and shit, and like Twitter, or like were like always like Hot Soccer Mom or like one of his. Yeah, you if you just go through my cover photos on Facebook, you'll realize what kind of high schooler I was.
Bob Odenkirk was just like the star. Him and Paul F. Tompkins were just like the best guests on that show.
Yeah, no, there was someone else that was really good. That was on it multiple times. What was his name? Andy Samberg was on it like once, and he was pretty funny on it. And then I think
Mhm.
Lonely Island was a guest at one point.
Right.
I
And that's
do
something
my
that
sniper night.
anyone who's just tuning in and anyone who's not familiar with the show, Rivka very much stands Andy Samberg.
They
Well,
look alike.
yeah, it's complicated. he's like part of my gender exploration.
Yo, look alike.
Yeah. Oh.
Listen, Andy Samberg is part of my gender exploration. I learned a lot about myself through him. That was so yeah. I took a lot of his mannerisms growing up, but I was very obsessed with him. I don't really
What
care
did
about
Chico
Brooklyn
taking that
Nine-Nine, but I
redemption?
loved
for
early
Hydrate?
Lonely Island and like Hot Rod and like Popstar and all that shit. But also Portlandia was an IFC.
Right.
Mhm.
Can't forget that.
I feel like I spent a lot of time on IFC just watching. I've probably seen Lost in Delirious like 10 times.
True.
Yeah.
I've seen like Lost in Translation like 10
God.
times.
I know.
Ooh.
yeah.
Yo, is that
Probably-
poster
probably
still up,
seen-
Tobias?
I got the poster right behind me. I mean,
Damn.
yeah. I mean, look, I didn't buy that poster. That poster was gifted to me. But I mean,
It's a good
Yeah,
gift.
I
like,
feel like you can't be a guy being like, yeah, I own a Lost and Delirious poster, and they'd be like, "What are you doing, you loser?" Like,
I mean, I appreciated the gesture, and I
Yeah.
love seeing seeing this old man's face just like stare at me. I mean, it's cool. I would have hated the Scarlett Johansson like version of the poster. So,
Mhm.
And she was actually not that bad in that movie too.
no, she's
But,
not bad in
yeah.
that movie. But like, I mean, I can laugh at Bill Murray. I just
I
get
hear you.
like weirded out by Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, she's a little
Mhm.
Also, like movies that were playing a lot that I was really into at the time. Also, was like SLC Punk that was on. I think they
Yeah.
put that on IFC, and then like
movie-
I think
Matthew
Freaks and Geeks
Lillard.
was shown. I don't remember how I watched
Yeah.
Freaks and Geeks.
that was
Yeah.
how you watched it. That's how
Yeah,
That
I
was
that's how I watched
IFC.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was so obsessed with it. That's so funny. Yeah, I pretty much my whole like all I would watch with like on TV was like IFC or like reruns on Comedy Central and like Comedy Central Presents, and then like Adult Swim, and on Sundays I would watch Animation Domination on Fox.
So
Mhm.
I have to ask, did you watch Hebrew Hammer growing up on Comedy Central?
Yo, yeah.
Yeah.
That is a throwback.
Fucking-
I love how
Christ.
you're like, I did.
Oh my god. Yeah, that just like resurfaced a memory for me in my brain that I forgot about. That's so funny.
Hebrew Hammer slaps.
I gotta rewatch
Yeah.
that.
Or it
What's the
reminds
name of
me
that
a lot
actor?
of
'Cause
Adam
he was also
Goldberg.
in Adam Goldberg.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in Lost in Confused or Dazed and Confused.
Yeah. Dazed and Confused, yeah. That's so funny.
Christ.
Yeah.
think of whenever I
Like,
think of that movie, I also think of like Pootie Tang.
yeah. Written by Louis
You
C.K.
guys should all watch that one together. Yeah,
Yeah.
written by Louis C.K.
Oh my
That's why
god.
that's why it's even crazier when you like look it up.
right?
So random. Remember that one? Remember like that influx of like when Marin came out and like Louis and like Wilfred, like all those like indie comedies,
Oh, it
and
was
they
the
were
worst
like
period in
so
television.
popular.
I hated that period in television because
I watched it.
Yeah, but I just didn't. I didn't like how. I don't know what it was.
I actually really like Louis.
I love
liked
Louis. I'm like it
yeah.
was. I was.
Yeah.
I can't
like that shit makes me genuinely sad to like think about, like, because there's so much of like, man, that's a lot to get into right now.
All of the Catholicism in it, all of it, in, like the Catholicism in it, like definitely resonated with me. The Robin Williams episode is just like. Also, David Lynch was in it, and that was a great piece of television. Just like amazing, like, and it just pissed me the fuck off. I was just like, damn, like, we can't talk about the show anymore. Can we talk?
We can
about the
talk
show
about
anymore?
it. you can
Right.
talk about it, but I mean, like, I mean, look, that man doesn't. I mean, that man is gonna do whatever the fuck he's gonna do.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
mean,
And people in that circle are never gonna stop. him.
no, like Chris Rock was something like, Louis, that's my nigga. Like, come on, like it's never gonna be actually over for Louis C.K. Give it a couple fucking months, and Louis C.K. is gonna be like, yo, it was a crazy year, right, y'all? Oh my god, I didn't even get to like be, in a room with another woman because this quarantine shit. Oh, fucking
Literally.
Christ.
I know, it's crazy. I know. I mean, that's like those, and like now there's all these like, and we don't have to get into it because I know we're in 916, but like now there's all these
Yeah.
like, I mean, when comedians write their own shows and it's just about their lives, it's usually just self-masturbatory, like self-indulgent bullshit. And like, yeah, it's kind of funny. Some of it's kind of funny. It's slice of life, whatever. Like they're comedians. But for the most part, it's just so fucking, it's like, god damn. And it's usually white people. And it's just like so boring. Like I
On
can't.
the
and, like,
alternative side, Better Things. Have you seen Better Things?
no.
Better Things is a FX show, and it has one of the recurring characters on Louis, who also I believe helped out with the writing. I forget her name. Her name is Pamela something, but it's her show, and it's about like a single mother raising two young daughters. And
Oh, cute.
I thought
good.
that like this is awesome. This is what we were missing from those Marin, Louis, and like Wilfred days. You know, the female perspective, and it was just like amazing. And I think it's a really good show. Some people were saying that it was waning off of the second season of season 2. I mean, the second part of season 2, but I mean, for the most part, it was just like, damn, this is what my mom went through, or like this is what my sister went through, and it was just like a revelatory experience, not just for like, I guess like for me seeing the humor in it and what they think is funny about what it's like to be a single mom, you know.
Yeah, this looks cool. And also this brought up the when Zach Galifianakis had Baskets, like that show. I don't know if any of you watched that.
With
That show
Louis Anderson as his mom.
was so absurd. Like, and when that was when you were just like, wow, Zach Galifianakis is a fucking freak. Like,
Right.
like, yeah, I would definitely. I mean, well, the last thing I'll say on this is that like there are two new like queer shows that are really similarly written in the Marin Louis style, like Work in Progress. I don't know if anyone watched that, but it like I didn't think it was very good, and it was kind of annoying, and like it just felt like another replica of that type of just like masturbatory, self-indulgent bullshit. And like I don't know, I just like don't have space in my life for that. I'm like, I feel like the entire internet is just me watching people trying to be funny and be self-masturbatory. I don't really want to watch an entire fucking season about that. Like I don't know. So.
I think that's a beautiful way to segue to our Robin Bane. Oh no, Robin Ivy and our Bane. Who wants to start?
Cool. Damn. Wow. That's fucked up. All right. Guess it's me. That's some real ignorant shit.
You're above me, so I can just like,
Whoa.
pick on him.
Yo, all right. How the fuck are we supposed to do this card? I swear to God, I forget every time.
I want you to start with the thorn.
Okay.
I don't want to end off with the thorn. It's the thorn's the first thing you pick off the rose. So let's start with the Bane, move on to the Ivy, and then we'll end with the Robin. I think that's the best thing.
All right, cool. All right. I mean, COVID numbers are like rising. Shit's really shit is like the most like anxious you could fucking be right now.
Yeah.
I finally took my first test this week. didn't take super long. I did have to take like a 30-minute drive, just for a just to find a place that had a appointment open. And then after they told me it would be like 3
Thank you,
days,
Trevor.
and then I got an email today that told me like, "Yo, we have so many tests. We're gonna be real with you, Chief. It's gonna be another 3 days, for us to tell you like what the fuck is up." And I was just
that's the
like,
norm in Chicago.
"Oh, okay." And
Really?
That was
and-
when I was taking tests, like before this new resurgence, it was 3 days for my core or my.
Oh yeah, but Tobias is saying that it would take like 6 days now.
Oh, it's 6 now. Oh, I thought it was.
Well,
3.
he was saying
Well-
that they emailed him saying that it's going to be an extra 3 days.
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It was an extra 3
like-
days. Okay.
And the lady did I mean say to me like, it's gonna be like 2 to 7, and like I was just thinking, they're just saying that, like it's gonna be like, you know, I'll let me get it by. I mean, like I thought I would get it by today, and then they just like, hey, actually that's not happening.
Damn.
Good luck. You know. But yeah, I mean that's a really that's what's been on my mind. I don't think I have COVID. I just wanted to be safe because I have to pick something up from my parents before Thanksgiving, and then we're not going to Thanksgiving anymore. So
Yeah.
you know that
Yeah.
shit too like has really sucked to think about. You know, but
Maybe we'll get
also
used
like,
to it and never have Thanksgiving again.
yo Kurt, what the fuck is wrong with you? I told the
IDK,
food dog.
I'm cool with not celebrating pilgrims anymore.
Well,
It's not about the
yeah,
celebrating the
no,
pilgrims.
no, it's not
celebrating
about
family,
that, all right?
and we're never gonna give that. We're never gonna
Look.
take that away from POC families who love the
Look.
idea of Thanksgiving. I
Look.
understand that.
Look,
I'm being that liberal motherfucker.
man, look, all I'm saying is this is just like July 4th. No black person celebrates whatever the fuck July 4th is. We're just here
Right.
for the food.
My
It
mom's
is
birthday
National
is the
Cookout
4th of
Day.
July.
Wow, that's
So
awesome.
we're celebrating different
Yeah.
things.
Wow, thank God. Like you actually have something to celebrate that day. Like, holy
Yeah,
shit.
I fucking hate holidays all bad.
Yeah.
I don't even like my birthday. So
I don't like mine either.
Same
Yeah.
seas.
Man.
I fucks with Christmas though. I fucks with gingerbread, like and like jazz Christmas radio.
damn, you know,
Wow,
maybe I'm
Christmas
gonna get
stuff.
real festive this year, but by myself.
Hell yeah.
My roommates are gonna like go off, and then I'm gonna just make my own gingerbread house.
Yeah, put on that 93.9 FM, the lights, and listen to nothing but Christmas radio.
The last time me and Kate made a Christmas house, I literally like dropped it.
Hell
Like,
yeah.
just
yeah.
that I mean gingerbread house just got fucked up, and she did like take a photo of it just like in between my dad's legs, like on the fucking floor, and I mean she was just like, why would he do this? Why would he do this? And it's just like a photo of me just like caught, and I'm like that's like, oh fuck. Like, she's in the chair right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Kate! Cheesy Kate!
Oh, fuck.
Damn.
Oh man.
Dropping the gingerbread house.
I want to
own
see
the
that
lid.
photo.
I'm sorry.
Never forget Christmas when you drop the gingerbread house.
Oh my
Fuck.
god.
Christ.
She was super hyped about that shit too. Wow, I was not, so it makes it seem like I did that shit on purpose, which I did not.
I personally love holidays. I'm a very family oriented person, and there are a lot of Jewish holidays, so I'm constantly celebrating. But that's just me. I also actually do love Christmas time and like winter time, and I love it all. So I'm pretty sad. Like, I mean, I'm definitely, my parents had COVID, and my grandma, it's been like a couple
What?
weeks. What?
Sorry.
But they are like recovered now, and so they're like not contagious. So I think I'm just gonna go to their house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, there's always like keeping yourself safe, but like, and we don't know what the consequences are for people that are our age getting COVID and like maybe how much it shortens their life. Like that's like the daunting thing about it. It's just like we just know
Yeah.
fuck all about it.
I mean, yeah, everything's a risk. I mean, my grandma's 84 and she's recovering, you know, like she's she's basically has no more symptoms left. She just has a nurse coming to like help her with exercises and stuff. Because it like, yeah, it turned into pneumonia. So that's why it was like, yeah, she was in the hospital. But in the hospital, they like pumped her with like antivirals and like medicine. I mean, they were like, they know what they're doing now. It's just a matter of how many hospital beds they have. Like it's like at this point, it's like they know how to not treat it, but they know how to like help you as best as you can to get you healthy enough to be okay. It's just like it's more so about the amount of people that are getting it. Like that's really the problem. So yeah, not to say that it's still a deadly virus, obviously, but you know.
Yeah. Tobias, were we on your Bud or were we on your Robin?
We were on my Thorn.
Damn.
Yeah.
Can we move on to Bud?
Damn, dude. We are. What the fuck is? This is Brandon's fault. I mean, we're just talking too damn much.
Fault.
Yo, it's your fault.
You're just inspiring us.
Yeah, like
I like to get people riled up. It's fun.
Thank you. But so what is it? Bud? Like what's growing?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What's vibing? Tries to look around my room for what the fuck is growing. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Shit's chill. I mean, I got something called Home Chef, because it was cheap on Groupon. It was like $35, and it's like 3 meals a week. And I got that for like 2 weeks, and those meals are pretty good. And it actually helps you learn how to cook, which I already know how to cook, but I don't know how to cook healthy. So, you know, yeah.
Hit me up.
Yeah,
I'm not doing what you're doing. You are way too healthy for me. I mean, look at your meals with like just all veggies, like no meat, and I'm like,
oh no, I got meat. I got meat in there.
All right.
You gotta find it while you're eating it.
Yeah, the meat's in there.
Yeah, is that a mushroom? No. That's me.
Yeah.
There's meat, I promise. And if you ever trust me, if I cooked for you, you'd be like, "This is delicious and comforting," and like I don't feel like it's too healthy.
Yeah.
Because I can't eat too healthy either.
I'm not saying that like your food doesn't look good. I'm just saying it doesn't look like it fits my palate of I mean eating just almost toxic shit.
I could finesse it to that. I'll make you a burrito bowl one day, and you'll be like,
"Ooh, Kate's giving us
wow.
Kate's giving us the goss. You literally don't eat lettuce."
I don't eat lettuce. I don't eat lettuce like that. I don't eat salads like by themselves.
Tisk.
I love broccoli. I love like veggies and
fuck.
shit. Yep. Ew, fuck. What the fuck do you mean?
I would love to hear your take on what you think the worst vegetable is if you think broccoli is bad.
Oh, it's zucchini. I hate zucchini. I'll never.
Really?
Are you crazy?
Really? Why
That's
zucchini?
like my favorite vegetable.
Yeah, you
Why
can go
zucchini, dog?
I don't know, man. It's like no, I don't like it in soups.
Not like
I don't like it
eggplant?
hard. I don't like it cooked.
eggplant.
I love
Eggplant
eggplant.
is rough, bro.
Yeah,
What?
I love
hate
eggplant.
Celery. I hate celery.
I love celery.
Damn,
I'm
bro.
I'm not a celery stan.
Yo,
like,
Kurt, what the fuck is wrong with broccoli then?
Yeah,
like that shit's easy comparably. Like
No, not
you can
compared to
literally
eggplant.
Put some melted cheese on it, and you're like, "Wow, this tastes amazing."
That doesn't save it for me for some reason. I can eat cauliflower. Cauliflower I could totally eat.
What?
Broccoli is that
Cauliflower's
one
like,
thing.
like the same thing.
I don't know. It's like it's too prickly, like on the top, like those that like.
Well, you gotta cook
greenish
it
stuff.
well.
Yeah.
Well, then no one's ever cooked it well for me. I've had it in fried
All right,
rice. I've
how
had
about
it
I
in
cook
everything.
everybody a meal? Everybody come over.
That
I'll
sounds
cook you all a
tight as
meal.
Fuck.
I won't say no to free meals.
I will cook. That'll be what. That'll okay. We'll do it when the pandemic's over.
We talked about this early in the pandemic.
I was supposed to go to Brandon's house like multiple times to go have
During this
soup. I don't
pandemic?
even know we were gonna. It was like pre-pandemic. When was it? I don't even know.
We were talking about this from like the beginning of like December of last year.
I know, and things just kept happening.
Everybody
Yeah,
in the
that's
chat,
okay.
throw the vegetable that you would not eat. Absolutely
I'm
not.
very curious.
No one
I'm
can force
very
you to eat it.
curious to see what people would say.
Please
if you said
place.
broccoli, someone's gonna say carrot, and I'm gonna be like, how?
Oh, carrots are good as shit. Yo,
Exactly.
that shit with some good like olive oil like on top. You put it in the oven. You put some salt and pepper.
Just the
Yeah.
classic. Just the classic carrot.
Yo, we
Yo.
already got
Actually-
responses right here. We already got responses. We
Yeah.
got
Chard?
Citrus Citadel saying celery, lettuces, cauliflower literally have no caloric value, no flavor, no reason to eat them.
See,
Same with
celery's a big
water.
one. People don't like celery, and I also don't like celery.
Do
It's
ants on a
gross.
log. Perfect.
Nasty. I would rather eat.
Ants on a log.
I'm like that gets stuck in your
What a
fucking teeth.
fucking cheat.
I
Yeah.
would rather eat carrots with
Yeah.
ranch. Some carrots with ranch. Little
That's
snack.
that's a real
Kate-
Indiana.
Kate's
ass
saying
answer.
squash. Kate's saying squash.
I love squash.
Squash.
Zucchini is
I
squash,
fucks with
Kurt, so you
squash.
also don't like
Mhm.
squash. You don't like
Yeah.
squash because zucchini's squash.
It's a type of squash. It's not all squash.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Me like,
Yes.
yeah, it's a type of squash. Yeah.
There
I
it
don't
is.
like
Zucchini
that
is
type
right.
of squash. Okay?
Spaghetti
Is that
squash
fair?
is good.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
so
eat
Yeah,
that.
that's right.
So
I'll eat
good.
any other type of squash except zucchini. I do not like the taste of zucchini.
Okay, fine.
Alright.
We're
Alright.
also seeing
Noted.
chard in the chat.
What is chard? What's chard?
Yeah,
Someone.
I actually like chard. I actually like chard.
Swiss chard. Swiss chard. Yeah.
Chard is good. Chard is like a
Chard.
purplish type of like
Chard.
lettuce.
Oh, that looks like some bullshit. You're right, Brandon. I would not like that.
I
They
Uh,
make fun of they make fun of it in Parks and Rec, and I'm like, yeah, of course, the people in the Midwest would make fun of this because like they're like, yeah, this is some California thing they made. This isn't a real thing, and they're like, no, chard is real.
Do you know what I
People just
really
don't
hate?
want it.
Broccoli. Broccoli rab. Right.
Broccoli
Yeah,
Rob.
yeah,
Broccoli
Rob.
Rob.
Rob. That shit is gross. I
Yeah.
don't know. I love broccoli,
High-key
but like
gross.
that shit is. They should not call something. They should not call something so bad the same thing as something so good. Because broccoli rab is not great. I had that shit on a pizza, and that shit ruined the pizza. I don't know how you can do that. There's not many things that can ruin a pizza.
Yeah. That's a good tip.
And
I feel like this is just. I feel like we like. I don't even think any of us have. I think we're all avoiding our feelings.
okay, yeah. All right. Let's get
Should it
back.
just be? Should it
We
just
have
be about
until 10
vegetables?
p.m. We have until 10 p.m. to get through this Robin, Bud, and Ivy.
Okay. All right. So the Robin for me. Damn, have to look around the room again.
Wow, materialist as fuck right now, man.
Yo, nah. Like, well, yes, but. Well, I mean, what else is gonna give me happiness other than Caitlyn? In this chat, what else is gonna give me happiness? Okay, and look, I can keep buying things, and that's gonna give me happiness for a good 5 minutes. All right, so I'm just trying to think about what the fuck is taking up my 5 minutes. I don't know. Actually, drawing has been really fun lately. I've been having a lot of fun drawing this
Hey.
week, so that's actually something that has been pretty good. I've been trying to draw at least once a day this week. So
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you drew some really cool shit with my poetry.
yeah, that was really fun. That was really
That was
fun.
tight.
And,
Something you
Yeah.
should have put on main.
Post it on the
Still
main.
no.
Okay.
Still,
I'll post it
Still
on my
no.
main. Can I shout you out when I post on my main and be like, hey, this isn't something I made?
look, this is my whole thing with art. I just don't like getting attached to like posting my art. I there was a time when like getting attached to posting my art got me very much into that headspace of like, oh, I have to be constantly creating. And then like once
Yeah.
I gave that up, I started actually having fun with drawing and
Right.
started doing better shit. So, you know,
Right. I mean, I could always
Yeah.
be better about advertising the show. I mean, I post the day of 3 hours before. I put it in the caption 3 hours in 30 minutes before our next show, like this post.
well, I mean, you know, if people, I mean, people at this point now kind of know like what the schedule is, and plus, you, I mean, did
Right.
like put it down for earlier in the week. You didn't do a bad job like promoting the show, like you know,
Right. Yeah. If
I
anyone
mean,
wanted
That's why
to
we need to get a
investigate, they would find
Twitter.
it.
yeah, you
We
know,
need to get a
Twitter is, like-
Twitter.
That's the thing. Like, I would need a little bit more moderation on the channel and have more people to make clips for me, or at least someone
I know.
within like the conversation to make clips and be like, "Oh, that was something that funny that just happened. Something that really good that just happened. Someone click the clip button." You know?
I think I made a clip for one of ours like a couple weeks
Yeah.
ago,
It was
Like,
about the
and-
Mandalorian.
and it was about fucking George Lucas. George Lucas being racist. Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
that was just, yeah. So like, you know, I'll
Yeah. It gets better. It's gonna get better. All right. Brandon, I think you're next.
Wait, did Rivka go?
Yo, my man's trying to stay
Yeah.
out of
Okay.
it.
You're trying to
What?
swerve because
Yo.
you were the first one to point out Tobias. So
Okay.
it looks like it's your turn.
So I'm running down the list like Kate Bush was running up the hill. So
Okay.
first one is Thorn. Thorn is bad, right?
Yes. Yeah.
yeah, or
So,
your bane,
yeah,
the bane of
Bane.
your
Bane.
existence.
Bane.
The
Yeah.
bane of
I'm
my
already-
existence.
Yeah. And it's not Disney.
I don't know. I just hate a lot of things, so I'm just trying to pick one.
This week, buddy.
That's the spirit.
Oh, there's been a
The
lot
most
of things.
vitriol. The most vitriol.
We need more
I
of this
don't
type
know.
of energy on this show. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
about y'all.
I like that idea.
I'd say I don't know. The bane of my existence this week has just been communication. I feel like whether
Yeah.
it's in like my personal life or my professional life, there's been a lack of communication between all parties, myself included. And you know, it's got to talk and communicate to people.
True that.
Much easier said than done, especially when
Truly.
you got COVID and everyone's dialed in on what they want to do.
Yeah.
Scorpio season, dude. Scorpio season, but it's always Gemini season.
Hey.
Okay, I'll start with that.
We didn't even talk about that. We have 2 Geminis on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And a Libra, me, and an Aquarius, Kurt. Crazy.
Wild. All
Tune
air
in
signs.
Thursday nights at 7 p.m.
Mhm. I'll be in the chat. Just
I like how we all point to each other. Like I think it's the funniest thing. Just like do 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 do.
So then I did Bane, and then I'm doing Thorn and Rose, right?
Yeah.
So your what things are growing is your poison ivy, and then something that's beautiful is your robin. Because you know I love Batman. So
We'll just call it Nightwing. I mean, who are we kidding? We call it the Nightwing Ivy and then your Bane.
Nightwing sounds so much cooler than Robin. I'm
He's
sorry.
so much cooler.
All right.
Yeah,
It's now the
way cooler.
Nightwing. Because
The
there's confusion in
Nightwing.
this chat. People think we're actually talking about someone named Robin. No. We're
I'm
not.
sorry. I'm sorry. The Nightwing. Is it? I'm so confused on all these. 'Cause
It's
I'm
something
just
that's
like, I
beautiful,
don't.
something that's like great, something that's just like that's the
Something.
highlight of the week.
Something that got a nice booty.
Fucking
Yeah.
go.
That's.
Yeah.
I feel like there hasn't been like. This sucks. This hasn't been anything. Oh, I decided to be a bougie bitch this week, and I got like like the Hario pour over thing for coffee. So I have like
Yeah.
I have like I got
Pour-overs.
like got an
Ooh.
electric kettle, and then I got like the
Ooh.
nice little pour over that you get wet, and then I have a hand
Damn.
grinder. I hand grind it, toss it in there,
Ooh.
put the whoop whoop, and then I just
Yeah.
like get my nice little gooseneck, and then I'm just like,
Ooh.
and I got a nice scale where like it has a timer on it.
Damn,
And
boy,
I'm
you
just like-
fancy. What's
Yeah. Wait, what's
I
your
don't know, I
ratio?
drink a lot
do
of coffee, and I was just
I
like, I
do
need to treat myself.
350 milliliters to 15 grams of coffee. What's your ratio?
Mine today was bad because I fucked up because I just started. It was like 30 grams of coffee to like 400 milliliters, and I was like,
Damn, dude, you want a heart attack? You want scorched earth up in your chest?
No, I like having like that much like caffeine in
That
my
makes
body
sense.
for no reason.
That's probably why I'm not like
It's just-
feeling the caffeine.
Kurt, you
Well,
just have
it'll-
heartburn.
powerful.
Yeah, I've got
Just
acid
powerful.
reflux.
You
Like,
can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Brand's just on some Super Saiyan shit. You know, living their fucking life.
Brandon
Raising
is
you
their
like
know,
chi,
Charlie
raising their
XCX and
chi.
is like hyped on caffeine at all times.
Yeah, no, surprisingly, I haven't been listening to that while we've been doing this, so that's like probably good because I would have been like way more chaotic. Like there was like probably a month of quarantine when like I had like a different roommate, and then we were like it'd be literally like me for a month straight, just like Saturday morning, guess what? We're making breakfast. We're listening to Charlie, and it was just like someone's gonna fucking kill me. It's gonna be like one of my roommates or my neighbor below me, but no one killed me, so it was chill. And then love is something I'm loving. Is that what I'm doing?
Yeah, something
Well-
you're stoked about.
Okay, so the coffee thing was the thing you're excited about continuing doing.
Okay.
Like, okay.
Okay. So wait, the thing I'm talking about.
So it's so something that's growing for you. Your poison ivy.
Oh,
We did this out of order, but that's okay.
It's
okay.
fine.
I mean, we're
So
fucking.
I'm doing poison ivy now. I'm so confused.
It's literally fine.
Okay, so I'm doing poison ivy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd say the thing that's growing is my ability to handle more and more and more and more and more bullshit in my life. Like I feel like I'm never like at capacity with the bullshit that I deal with. So that's just been like a constant thing. I'm just like, you know what? Just pile on. I don't really care. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So
Let's go.
Yeah.
that has been my energy in my life since I was probably like 14. So like
Yeah.
Yeah.
this is where we're at. So like literally, it's funny because like you're like, man, that's a crazy ratio for your coffee, and I'm like, yeah, I usually like start my day with like, a joint and then like a whole French press of coffee.
Oh.
Dog, I used to take
I want to
caffeine
wake that up.
pills.
Yeah.
Like
Caffeine
on
pills?
like yeah, dog, on I mean like 3 hours of sleep and just fucking
Dude.
run it. Like, yo, oh my god, I hated college.
That's LIVIN. LIVIN.
I kept doing that shit until maybe like I got out of doing my warehouse work, and then I didn't need it anymore. But like while I was still working in warehouse, oh dog, if you did not see me on caffeine pills, I was not working. Yeah.
Yeah, I've like I was a barista for like 4 years, so I like somehow like caffeine just doesn't do anything for me anymore, really, unless I don't drink it for a long time and then I like reintroduce it. I just drink a lot of tea now.
I think it's funny how I've known you for so long and I didn't even know that.
Wait, you know that I worked at Volumes and before that I worked at Brew.
I didn't know that you were like the fucking like barista master. Like
Right, because
Oh,
you
yeah.
did everything but
I've
serve
been
coffee
asking
there.
you for coffee. I knew that, but I'd always thought of it as like a bookstore before a coffee shop, and I don't know why I
Right.
thought that.
I was doing I was a bookseller barista, but I was mostly like I would be like if there was like multiple booksellers, I would probably be making coffee instead of them.
But
But
you also
yeah, I
did
like
a lot
I'm
of programming at the bookstore too.
yeah, I did a lot of like
Mhm.
programming, like event stuff. But I mean I like yeah, like trained like with Metropolis and stuff, and like before that
Hell
I
yeah.
was yeah.
I was always just like, yeah, Rivka just like runs shit at Volume. That's like what I knew.
Mm.
I was like, I don't think she makes coffee. I was like, she's like in charge.
Yeah, I did it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Oh my
like
God.
doing it. I definitely wasn't in charge. People asked if I was the boss a lot of the time, but I wasn't.
I
I was
mean,
like 19 when I was working. 19 to like 22.
Hashtag
like,
they
oh.
boss.
Fucking Christ. All right. All right, folks. I am now the new host of Nerdgaze. What's going on?
What? Oh, you're taking the reins from me.
Yo, Rip
Yeah, would you
Yacker, what are yours? What
oh
what are
my
your
God.
Okay, I get
Robin,
to go last.
Bane, Ivy, whatever the fuck. Let's go.
All right, cool. So my bane is things are still stressful and sucking, and
Yeah.
I've been really tired and like depressed, and that sucks.
Fuck. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My poison ivy, what's growing. I'm looking for hope in like every place I can. Stuff with work is cool, but I'm like also applying for other jobs and like trying to find more stable work. Yeah, and then I'm like, this week is hard. I'm like, I don't really have much to say about that. And then I guess something beautiful. Yeah, I like. I've been playing a lot of The Sims lately, and like the other day I watched Midnight Gospel and played The Sims, and it was like really stimulating. And like I'm trying to do more stimulating things. I think after this I'm gonna watch like old live shows and like recordings of like shows and concerts to feel stimulated, because I really miss that. So
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
All
should
right.
watch the Nine Inch Nails Woodstock performance.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Literally
Yes.
one of the sickest things to ever happen in our life that like we will never get to
Never?
do anything like
No.
that ever again.
Oh my
Mm.
god. I was trying to buy his shirt today, like cuz it was like $12 on Hot Topic and that shit was sold out. I was like, damn.
Mm.
I don't know what happened to my old Nine Inch Nails t-shirt, but I probably just got too fat for it and threw it out. But fuck.
Mm.
All
What happened
right.
to you're the new host of Nerdgaze?
I was just about to say,
Yeah.
Kurt Santana. What
Get on
is
there.
your Bane, Ivy, and Robin, or Nightwing now?
Oh, Nightwing now. The Bane. Fuck. I'm not. You know, it's hard. It's gonna be hard because I've had a pretty
You had
good
all
week.
this time.
I had all this time. Yeah. Shit. I think it's time management.
Okay.
Yeah, it's definitely that. It's like figuring out how to make these things enjoyable and not feel like work too. Because you know the thing about me playing games is that like things always get on the back burner, and the way that I can experience games more is just like, okay, I'll just do it on stream. Oh, this is a game I haven't played in a while. I'll just do it again. But that affects the way that the stream's going to run, because you're just watching someone get acclimated back into this game and be like, oh, they kind of suck for a little bit. Okay, now they're getting their ropes again. So that's something else. But, you know, and that sort of leads into the Bud, where I'm learning how to appreciate things more, because, I mean, I'm also excited about this interview on Friday with Trader Joe's. And, you know, I'm the way I talk about it is that, like, I'm pretty certain I'm going to get this job because I'm too fucking qualified for this job. Like, I'm gonna get this job. I want this job.
There we fucking go.
Yeah, like I'm like
Let's go.
I
Let me
shop
put
at
as a
Trader Joe's all the
reference.
time. I will do that. I will do that. I don't even think that on the application it had for a reference, but I was just like, why not hire me? Come on. I mean, hey,
Come
how's it
on.
going?
Yeah.
You want something good? Go get the soy rizo over there.
You want something good? Go get the soy rizo.
The soy
That's what I'm
rizo,
talking
aisle
about.
15. The $2 chuck.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
Hey. And I want that Hawaiian shirt. I want, like, honestly, employment is my bud. That's what
And
I'm
you'd
really
say
excited
you
about.
like a soy rizo. Well, let me tell you, the beer over there, that stout would pair perfectly with your little soy rizo, little skillet. And
Yeah, I was a fake sommelier for a good 2 months at a Michelin star restaurant, so there's that. And we
yeah,
ended
you know
up
what
still
you're
getting
talking
that
about when
Michelin
it comes
star.
to
You know your shit.
you know your shit
Yeah.
when it comes to beer.
You know your worth.
Oh, I know my worth.
Trader Joe's, please.
Yes.
Give our man the bag. The whole bag. Give him the whole bag.
Got this. You got this. It's right there.
Yeah.
You're gonna grab it.
And I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but the Robin is always the Twitch stream because I've got an amazing audience who love to take care of them, each other. The Discord is popping. Someone put chat command for the Discord in the chat! !Discord. We got a great community rolling
Let's
over
go.
there. Yeah, I'm just like making stronger connections. Brandon, having you on the show, that is my Robin too. That is my Nightwing. Because
My
you have
Robin,
been-
my Nightwing.
You have
My
been the
Batgirl,
quote
my
unquote long time watcher, first time caller.
Feels very good to be here.
And you of course are always welcome on the show.
You don't give me that too much leeway. Don't do that.
You're already on the text channel, so
Yeah,
you'll
you're
see our
welcome.
brainstorming sessions all the time.
I'm stealing all their ideas.
You start your
Yeah, start your own nerd
nerd
phase.
phase.
Nerd phase. It's just a phase.
Yeah. All
Don't
right.
worry, Mom, it's just a phase.
Is there anything else anybody wants to say before we're done for the night?
You
No,
acting like
bro.
you have the power to end the stream. I'm the one that's gonna.
Whoa,
end the
whoa,
stream.
whoa, 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 whoa! Once I get off the call, the show's already over. All right, baby. That's how it works.
Oh,
All right.
Wow.
That Gemini confidence.
Damn.
I love it.
All right,
I
Kurt.
love it.
All right, Kurt. In this shit.
All right.
You know what?
All
You know
right,
what's
yeah.
so great? Non-hierarchical organic communities. Non-hierarchical communities where we all transfer power to one another. You know, like we're all just exchanging spit.
And I end the show immediately in the middle of you speaking.
Fuck. Oh man.
Did not happen. We're still live.
I know we're still live.
I'm a dictator.
All right. Yeah. Shouts out to everyone who stayed in the chat. We're gonna do a raid. We're gonna go raid Soph. Soph made my channel emotes. Has only 2 viewers right now, and it's gonna be super overwhelming with them. So let's give them stuff to be excited about. Yeah. Anything to plug? Anything you guys got going on that you want to talk about?
Rivka, do you have something to say? I would just say, be kind to everyone you come in contact with. That's like pretty ideal given the circumstances of the world, but not really happening as much as it should be. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I would just have to say I hope, despite how bad the year has been, I hope people have done like enough self-reflection to at least feel like they got something out of the year, opposed to like it being a year where like everything's bad. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like we're reaching the point where it's like winter time, and like I know a lot of people that are like struggling to like deal with how COVID has like affected their life and how things have been. And
Right.
it's
It
just
used to be
like,
cuffing
I don't-
season, but now it's like the morning.
Yeah,
season.
exactly.
Oh, it's
I
coping
don't know.
season.
Yeah, it's definitely coping season. Cuffing season has
Mhm.
turned into coping season. Like, I don't know, people want to feel good and be around people that are like-minded people and feel good about things. At least I feel that way. And I'm like been trying to cultivate that for this whole year, and I kind of feel like the next year will be like hopefully the final stages of that, but you
We
know,
hope.
just
We hope.
yeah, just
Yeah.
be
Fucking
kind
hope.
to people. Yeah, we all hope.
That's what you take away, even though we all love to shit on things all the time. Please just be kind to people.
Yeah,
It's easy.
but don't make space for any conservatives or Republicans. They don't deserve your respect.
You know your boundaries.
Mhm.
State those boundaries, because saying your boundaries allows you to have more of a. Just ignore me.
Alright.
I said it earlier. You'll just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, look
Um,
back in the video on demand. You'll see it earlier.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I love it.
Just just do a little backwards. Go
Yeah,
backwards.
your TiVo.
You can do the Adam Sandler click rewind.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
dude! I cried so
Oh,
hard
no.
during that
Beyond.
movie in 5th grade.
So did I.
I cried
Henry
so
Winkler.
hard.
Henry
Uh,
Winkler.
The
We all
last
know
time
the
you
scene.
cried was during
It's the
Click,
scene. It's the Henry Winkler death scene.
when he's
Yeah, man.
so sad.
Yeah, man. It's
Fucked
fucked up.
man.
It's
Are you
fucked
gonna
up.
cry?
Adam
Trauma.
Sandler will have his day on Nerdgaze. We're gonna have an entire episode dedicated to Adam Sandler.
Oh, I can talk about Adam Sandy for like ever.
Adam Sandler.
Andy. Uncut Gems, probably one of the greatest movies ever made.
Damn, you
This
would like
is
that.
true.
Over, you
This
is
love to
true.
over-
This is true.
This is a no debate. No
Yeah.
matter
You love
to
what
be
kind of
overstimulated.
genre.
I'm
you
just
love,
saying
You love to be
Yeah.
overstimulated. Makes sense.
that shit
Yeah.
does have like a supreme like Gemini energy of
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
just
extremely
like
Gemini.
yeah,
Oh,
dog.
yeah.
Like
Chaotic.
it's so chaotic. It is so much about having a over eagerness and confidence,
Yeah.
like like that you can't prove, but it doesn't fucking matter. You make it happen anyways. Let's fucking go.
All right, next week we're talking. Oh, next week is Thanksgiving, so I don't know what's going on. But next
Are
time
we
we're
gonna
talking
do
about
the
Adam
show?
Sandler.
Let's talk it now. Are we gonna do the show next week?
I can't. I can't.
Yeah,
I won't be
then
able
it's
to.
That's Caitlin's birthday. So-
Happy birthday, Caitlin! We can't
Happy
say it
birthday,
then.
Gamer.
We'll say it now.
but yeah. So
Guys,
y'all have a good week.
a 3-hour show. A 3-hour show.
I know. And the next time we can talk about Adam Sandler.
Adam
Yes.
Sandy.
All right, lads.
Peace out.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye, everybody. We're gonna rain Soph. A 3-hour tour. I'm all by myself. All right, you guys ready? I'm ready. 11 viewers. You're all strapped in? Thanks for coming by, everybody. I'm going to be back on Saturday, 10 p.m. Stardew Valley. And maybe some Animal Crossing. You just woke up to that. Great. Yeah, have a great birthday, Kate. I hope it's great. We're all going to raid Soph. Bye now.